I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Praapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Praapati, a leader of the Hindu...
Safety, honor and welfare of your country comes first, always and every time. Your own ease, comfort and safety comes last. The basic military value that any soldier, anybody who wears the armed forces uniform, he imbibes is the country. Country comes first.
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide? Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law, the ex-judge, walks up calmly while the body is being dragged down and evidence is being destroyed before the judge's eyes. Is that normal? Why don't the judges raise a hue and cry about it? Why don't the appellate courts take up this case suo motu? So people don't start believing that when an ex-judge is concerned, the victim will never get justice. Ladies and gentlemen, What was the ex-judge carrying in her hand when she went down? Where is all the CCTV footage? Did the police collect it? Why did the ex-judge's son Samarth Singh escape after bringing the body of his wife to AIIMS? Is it true that the ex-judge's son's medical examination was not conducted? The police station is right behind the ex-judge's Giribala's house. Why was no call made? Why did it take 5 days to file an FIR in the case? Who stalled it? Why was the victim's family attacked in court if there's nothing to hide? And did a very senior police officer go to AIIMS that night to try and fudge the post-mortem report? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking these questions. Now I ask you, am I right or wrong in asking these questions? And if I don't, who will? Will the government of Madhya Pradesh raise these questions? The Chief Minister doesn't have 30 seconds to meet the victim's family. Will the higher courts of the country raise these questions? So far, I have not seen this case being picked up by the appellate courts, though we are screaming and shouting about it. So I say tonight, what happens when other institutions fail? And if we do a media trial, should we be celebrated and supported for doing so? Was Aravali a media trial? Yes, it was. It was. Thank God for that. Thank God for that media trial which stopped the Aravalis from being destroyed. Was the Pune Porsche case a media trial where innocents were killed?
भारत देश एक शरीर है. It's a body. If there is no pran, the body is dead. Where is the pran? The pran is in Samskruti. And therefore we say Sanatan Samskruti, perennial. Nothing else is perennial. This has existed and is flourishing. Therefore, I think culture is a very, very important component.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Republic campaigns direct impact. Court initiates inquiry against former Judge Giribala Singh, the mother-in-law of Twisha Sharma. Twisha Sharma's family alleges big judicial cover-up, says Giribala Singh called several senior judges after Twisha's death. Family releases 14 numbers. 9 days on, Samarth Singh, the husband of Twisha Sharma, remains at large. Court directs absconding Samarth to appear on the 23rd of May. Pulwama mastermind Hamza Burhan eliminated by unknown gunmen in Muzaffarabad of POK. Pakistan's terror politician nexus exposed once again. Pakistan's Prime Minister advisor briefs Shehbaz Sharif after Lashkar-e-Taiba meeting. All right, we have breaking news coming in from Manipur. Significant operation in Imphal West. Manipur police arrested 4 active cadres of the proscribed Pambay-led UNLFP after armed associates opened fire on security forces during the ongoing arrest at Lamding under Lamsang police station on Wednesday afternoon. Acting on credible intelligence about the sale of looted arms and ammunition in the Lamsang area, the team apprehended Hishnam Thomas Singh of Mayang, Imphal Kokchai, and Arambam Tom Singh of Lamsang, Haibong Pogpi, Mayai Lekai, along with the 1 INSAS LMG, 3 magazines and 14 live rounds. And in fact, viewers, in this operation, associates opened fire, triggering a brief exchange, following which 2 more guarders involved in the firing, in fact, were also nabbed. Just take a listen into the reaction that we are getting for you on this.
credible information regarding selling of looted arms and ammunition in Namshang area, Manipur police launched a special operation on 25/2026 at Lambding, Lamsang PS. During the operation, 2 active cadres of UNLFP, namely Haisnam Thomas Singh of Mayang Imphal Kokchai and Arambam Tumtum Singh of Lamshang Haibong Kokpi Mayalikai were apprehended along with 1 INSAS LMG, 3 INSAS LMG magazines and 14 live rounds. This is suspected to be stolen and it is under the process of verification where it was looted from.
Johnson is joining us live on the broadcast from Imphal. Johnson, if you could just shed some light on this very, very significant operation that has taken place in Manipur. That's a huge cache of arms that has been recovered.
Yes, Rosita, this is one of the very significant development, and this is one of the very significant achievement of the security forces. Not only the state forces, but also for the all combined security forces who took part in the operation. Yes, the first incident was taken place when a team of security forces tried to arrest the cadres of this outfit group, that is Pambay-led UNLF. So after arresting 2 cadres, 2 of them fled the place by open firing towards the security forces. And the 2 cadres, they ran up towards the hill, which is located in this Lamdeng area. So after the joint team entered to arrest those 2 more cadres, there were exchanges of firing between the cadres and the security forces, which resulting into the damage of some security vehicles. Yes, after this exchange of fire took place, additional security forces comprising of Assam Rifles, CRPF, Imphal East, and Imphal West district polices, they jointly organized a combing operation in the said area, that is Lamdeng, which is said to be the unauthorized camp as per the police report, which is said to be the unauthorized camp of this Pambay-led UNLF. So now, on the first operation, 2 more cadres who are reported to be involved in the firing towards the security forces were arrested, along with 29 sophisticated weapons. So after that, a follow-up operation was also conducted by the security forces, which resulted into the recoveries of 38 more ammunition, sophisticated weapons, as seen in the visual also clearly. The ammunition includes RPG launcher, IEDs, and various sophisticated weapons of AK series and M series. So, as clearly mentioned by the SP of Imphal East, Sivanan Survey, so the arrested cadres are identified as Hasnam Thomas, Arambam Tomtom, and the 2 are identified as Ninthosam Rakesh and Tinakam Mayas. They were 4 of them are the cadres of this Pambay-led UNLF group, and on preliminary investigation, those 4 arrested cadres, they disclosed themselves that they are actively involved in the selling of these weapons and all. But the police report says that those recovered arms, they are suspected to be looted from the police armory, and the investigation is still going on to identify which arms are looted from the police armory. And so police are taking a very active investigative role in the said case. Back to you, Rosita.
Right, sir. Many thanks, Johnson, for joining us with details on that operation. Viewers, in fact, now we will shift our focus back to the big story we've been bringing to you. Madhya Pradesh government now has initiated an inquiry against retired Bhopal judge Giribala Singh after criminal charges were registered against her in connection with the death of her daughter-in-law, model and actor Twisha Sharma. Now, this is the first formal administrative action initiated by the state government against Giribala Singh since the registration of the FIR that, of course, took 2 to 3 days itself. And that has happened, viewers, as Republic TV continues to mount pressure, continues to raise questions. Now, Giribala Singh is a retired district judge currently serving as the chairperson of the District Consumer Commission in Bhopal, named in the case filed after death of 33-year-old Twisha Sharma at the matrimonial home in Bhopal. And viewers, we've seen this is a direct impact of Republic TV's campaign. Now, we also spoke to the president of Bhopal Bar Association, Deepak Khare, because Samarth Singh, who's a lawyer, husband of Twisha Sharma, is a criminal lawyer, he's an advocate, and he's on the run. Now, Deepak Khare, who's the Bar Association president, he has said that if the court finds Samar Singh guilty, his license should be revoked.
तो समर्थ सिंह की प्रताड़ना की वजह से ट्विशा शर्मा की मौत हुई। अब आपको क्या लगता है, समर्थ सिंह अभी फरार चल रहा है, ऐसे में भोपाल बार एसोसिएशन क्या चाहती है? क्या समर्थ सिंह का लाइसेंस सस्पेंड नहीं होना चाहिए, एडवोकेट लाइसेंस जो होता है वो?
नहीं, देखिए, प्रकरण एक पंजीबद्ध हो गया है, प्रकरण में इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है। जब तक प्रकरण में इन्वेस्टिगेशन होके उसका चालान आके और पूरा प्रकरण कंप्लीट होके अगर समर्थ सिंह को उसमें सजा होती है तो फिर उनका लाइसेंस जो है निरस्त होगा। ये एक प्रक्रिया है, उस प्रक्रिया के तहत ही वो काम होगा।
लेकिन पूरी आपके एडवोकेट लॉबी पर एक कहना चाहिए दाग लगा है, क्योंकि क्रिमिनल केस दर्ज हुआ है। एक 32 साल की मॉडल जो थी उसकी दुखद मौत हुई है, पूरा देश प्रोटेस्ट कर रहा है। तो ऐसे में क्या समर सिंह का लाइसेंस आप नहीं चाहते कि निरस्त हो, जल्द निरस्त हो?
नहीं, देखिए, प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं जो लोग, वो ठीक है, उनका अधिकार है प्रोटेस्ट करने का, पर आज अपन ये नहीं कह सकते कि समर्थ सिंह दोषी है, क्योंकि जब तक न्यायालय में पूरी ट्रायल नहीं हो जाएगी और न्यायालय का निर्णय नहीं आ जाएगा दोष सिद्धि का, उसका सजा का, तब तक अपन उसको सजा याफ्ता थोड़ी कह सकते हैं, उसको दोषी थोड़ी मान सकते हैं। तो इसीलिए ट्रायल चल रहा है, ट्रायल होने दें उसका। इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो पुलिस कर रही है, या कहीं एसआईटी के पास गया है तो एसआईटी करे, या मुख्यमंत्री कहीं सीबीआई को दे रहे हैं तो सीबीआई को दे दें। कंप्लीट इन्वेस्टिगेशन होने के बाद जब उसका चालान न्यायालय में आएगा तो समर्थ सिंह हुई या गिरिबाला सिंह मैडम हुई, दोनों उस ट्रायल को फेस करेंगे और उस ट्रायल को फेस करने पर जो सामने पक्ष से साक्ष्य आएगी, उस साक्ष्य के आधार पर जो भी न्यायाधीश होंगे उसका निर्णय करेंगे। निर्णय में अगर वो दोषी पाए जाते हैं तो फिर समर्थ सिंह की सदस्यता समाप्त होगी।
और जो गिरिबाला सिंह है, परिवार जो है, पीड़ित परिवार आरोप लगा रहा है कि गिरिबाला सिंह जो हैं यहाँ की डीजे रही हैं, एक्स जज हैं, प्रभावशाली लेडी हैं, तो जो उन्हें अग्रिम जमानत मिली वो कितनी न्याय संगत है? अमूमन इस तरह के जो केस होते हैं ड्योरी डेथ के, दहेज हत्या के, उसमें हमने सामान्य अगर कोई आरोपी होता है तो उसे जमानत मिलते नहीं देखा है।
नहीं, आपकी बात ये सही है कि 304B में जिसमें 5-6 महीने में कोई लड़की की डेथ हो गई हो तो ऐसे मामले में जमानत बहुत मुश्किल से मिलती है। अब यहाँ एक
क्या इन्हें इनके रसूख का या डीजे रही हैं उस चीज का फायदा मिल गया? इसलिए क्योंकि आप खुद कह रहे हैं कि सामान्यतः इस तरह की धारा में अग्रिम जमानत नहीं मिलती है।
नहीं, ये डीजे रही हैं, इनका रसूख है, इस कारण इनको जमानत मिल गई है, ये शब्द उचित नहीं है। हर केस की अलग अलग डायरी होती है। अब इस केस में जो साक्ष्य डायरी में होगी उस साक्ष्य के आधार पर न्यायालय ने उनको जमानत पर छोड़ा है, तो न्यायालय का जो निर्णय हुआ है वो फिर अंतिम निर्णय है, उस पर प्रश्न लगाने से कोई उचित नहीं है भाई। इसके अलावा आप देखें, अगर एडीजे कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है, आप हाई कोर्ट चले जाए ना। अगर हाई कोर्ट को लगेगा कि जो डायरी में है साक्ष्य गिरिबाला सिंह के खिलाफ हैं और जमानत गलत दी गई है तो हाई कोर्ट उसको चेंज कर देगा।
हाई कोर्ट तो खैर पीड़ित परिवार चला ही गया है, लेकिन आप अगर नंबर्स में बात करें तो 100 में से ऐसे कितने केस होंगे जिसमें इस तरह का ही मिलता जुलता केस और उसमें अग्रिम जमानत मिल गई हो?
नहीं, अपन उसको डिफाइन नहीं कर सकते कि 100 में से कितना हो, क्योंकि सब केस की डायरियां, सब केस की कहानियां सब अलग अलग होती, साक्ष्य अलग अलग होते हैं, सास है, सास का रोल अलग अलग होता है। इस प्रकरण में इनका रोल कितना है या कहां तक है, इन सब चीजों को देखा जाएगा।
लेकिन
न्यायालय ने जो निर्णय अभी बेल पे जो निर्णय हुआ है, उन्होंने ये माना है कि वो न्यायिक परिवार उच्च न्यायिक पद पे रही हैं, उनकी उम्र को देखते हुए और उनके पिछले बैकग्राउंड को देखते हुए उन्हें जमानत पे छोड़ा है। और जमानत, देखिए एक बात सुने, जमानत अंतिम नहीं है भाई, जमानत पे छूट गई वो, आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन कंप्लीट हो जाए, फटाफट चालान लगे, आप 2 महीने में गवाही दो ना, गवाही देके 2-3 महीने में उसको ट्रायल, अगर उसमें दोषी पाई तो उनको सजा ही पड़ेगी ना, 10 साल 14 साल।
भोपाल बार एसोसिएशन के अध्यक्ष के नाते आप क्या चाहते हैं इस मामले में किस तरह की जांच हो, क्योंकि आरोप भी लग रहे हैं, आपकी बिरादरी भी कटघरे में है इस वजह से?
नहीं, एक अधिवक्ता के नाते, अभिभाषक संघ भोपाल के अध्यक्ष के नाते मेरा स्पष्ट मत है कि फेयर उसकी जांच होना चाहिए। जो संस्थाएं हैं वर्तमान में जो काम कर रही हैं, या तो उनसे जांच हो, या मुख्यमंत्री सीबीआई जांच की करते हैं तो सीबीआई से जांच हो। स्पष्ट फेयर जांच हो जाए, जांच होने के बाद में सारी चीजें स्थिति क्लियर हो जाएगी। और ये एक अभी कल आज ही पेपर में पढ़ने में आया है कि वो पोस्टमार्टम की जो है उसका अर्जी यहाँ खारिज हो गई। देखिए, क्रिमिनल केसों में जहाँ केस रजिस्टर्ड होता है वहीं केस चलता है। आज ये है, अब इनने कहा कि पोस्टमार्टम दिल्ली में होना चाहिए एम्स में, भोपाल एम्स भी में पोस्टमार्टम हुआ, उनका डिस्ट्रिक्ट अस्पताल में पोस्टमार्टम नहीं हुआ है। तो एम्स जैसे बड़े अस्पताल पर आरोप लगाना ये उचित नहीं है। अच्छा, फिर ये करेंगी तो कल को फिर एक कोई घटना हुई, वो कहेंगे साहब हम देहरादून एम्स में कराएंगे। तो ये इससे इन्वेस्टिगेशन ही।
अंतिम सवाल, लाइसेंस सस्पेंड कब होगा समर्थ सिंह का?
वो जब उसको सजा पड़ जाएगी उसके बाद उसका लाइसेंस।
One after the other, there are many sensational developments happening. Viewers, the National Commission for Women has taken suo motu cognizance of the Twisha death case. The Commission's chairperson Vijaya Rahatkar has written to the Chief Secretary and the Director General of Police of Madhya Pradesh, directing them to conduct an immediate and impartial investigation into the matter. Additionally, the Commission has also sought a detailed investigation report within 7 days.
हमारे साथ एनसीडब्ल्यू अध्यक्ष भी है। मैम, आपने स्वतः संज्ञान लिया है, बकायदा चिट्ठी लिखी है, क्या कुछ निर्देश दिया गया है?
भोपाल में जो घटना घटी है, ये घटना अत्यंत निंदनीय है। एक बेटी जिसकी शादी होके 5 महीने भी नहीं हुए हैं, ऐसे बेटी को घर पे प्रताड़ित किया जाता है, तकलीफ देते हैं, दहेज है, उसी के साथ साथ उनका जो उत्पीड़न हुआ है, वहाँ पे घरेलू हिंसा हुई है, जिससे तंग आके उसकी मृत्यु हो गई है। तो ये बहुत चिंताजनक ऐसी बात है और इस विषय का संज्ञान राष्ट्रीय महिला आयोग ने लिया है। ये जो घटना है, ये घटना ऐसी जगह पे हुई है कि जहाँ पे जो लोग हैं वो बहुत ही मैं ये कहूँगी कि एक ऐसी जगह पे वो थे कि जो कानून के संरक्षण करने वाले थे, और उनके घरों में अगर ये घटना घटती है तो ये बहुत ही गंभीर और चिंता की बात है। इस विषय में हमने संज्ञान लेते हुए स्टेट के जो चीफ सेक्रेटरी है और उसी के साथ साथ जो डीजीपी है, उन दोनों को हमने तुरंत चिट्ठी लिखी है और हमने ये कहा है कि इस पूरे प्रकरण की जो जांच है वो निष्पक्ष हो, वो तुरंत हो और उसी के साथ साथ वो बहुत पारदर्शी भी रहे। इसमें हमने ये भी कहा है कि जो पीड़ित बेटी है, उनके परिवार को कोई धमकी, कोई तकलीफ ये न हो, ये भी आप सुनिश्चित करें। पर उसके साथ साथ ये भी कहा है कि इस पूरे घटना की जांच पुलिस अच्छे तरीके से करे और आने वाले 7 दिनों के अंदर हमें एक एक्शन टेकन रिपोर्ट तुरंत प्रस्तुत भी करें।
गिरिबाला सिंह की बात करें तो उन्होंने भी कई आपत्तिजनक शब्दों का इस्तेमाल त्विषा के लिए भी किया, कई गंभीर आरोप लगाए, तो क्या उनके खिलाफ भी कोई कार्रवाई की जाएगी?
अगर आप नियम के साथ कुछ काम करते हैं तो कोई भी हो, उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई होनी सख्त ज़रूरी है। जो इसमें दोषी है, जिन्होंने उस बेटी का छलावा किया है या उसको तकलीफ दी है, उन सभी के ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी।
And viewers, we're also getting news. There's a statement issued by Samad's counsel Mrigrendra Singh. He's expressing doubts regarding the possibility of an impartial investigation in the case in Madhya Pradesh. And he says, therefore, we want a CBI inquiry. He says there are preparations underway to file a petition in the court seeking a CBI investigation. Samad stands accused of harassing actress Twisha. His anticipatory bail plea had been rejected by the Bhopal District Court. And now Mrigrendra Singh is saying, we want the case to be moved out of Madhya Pradesh and demand a CBI inquiry. These are fast-paced developments that are coming, viewers, and this is very, very clear, getting more and more sinister with now his lawyer giving out this detailed interaction. We're also going to try and go across to my colleague Satya Vijay, but first I'm also going to lead into the reaction coming in from the police commissioner in Bhopal. Take a look.
शर्मा मर्डर केस के बारे में आजकल मीडिया में काफी कुछ आ रहा है। त्विषा शर्मा ने जो आत्महत्या की थी उस संबंध में काफी कुछ आ रहा है टीवी में। तो आपको मालूम होगा कि त्विषा शर्मा ने आत्महत्या की थी 12 मई की रात में, और उसके बाद ये उनकी मृत्यु के बाद न तो उनका कोई मृत्यु पूर्व कथन है और न ही उनके द्वारा कोई सुसाइड नोट छोड़ा गया। उनके परिजनों द्वारा इस प्रकरण को एक बहुत ही नाटकीय स्वरूप दे करके उनके शरीर को पंच तत्वों में विलीन किए जाने से इनकार किया जा रहा है और पति और सास के ऊपर अनर्गल आरोप लगाए जा रहे हैं लगातार, जो कि आपने मीडिया में देखा ही होगा। तो उससे व्यथित होकर जो उनकी त्विषा शर्मा की सास हैं, उन्होंने श्रीमती गिरिबाला सिंह ने अग्रिम जमानत का आवेदन पेश किया था, जो कि माननीय सत्र न्यायालय भोपाल द्वारा स्वीकार किया जा चुका, उन्हें अग्रिम जमानत का लाभ दिया जा चुका है। जो पति हैं समर्थ सिंह, उनकी ओर से अग्रिम जमानत का आवेदन प्रस्तुत किया गया था भोपाल न्यायालय के समक्ष, परंतु उनका अग्रिम जमानत का आवेदन निरस्त कर दिया गया है 18 मई 2026 को। उससे व्यथित होकर हमने माननीय उच्च न्यायालय के समक्ष अग्रिम जमानत का आवेदन पति समर्थ सिंह की ओर से प्रस्तुत किया, जिसकी सुनवाई कल 22 मई अथवा सोमवार 25 मई को संभावित है।
सीबीआई वगैरह जांच की मांग
क्या चीज
जांच की मांग है।
हाँ, हमने इस प्रकरण में चूंकि इतना ज्यादा प्रेशर क्रिएट किया गया है माई मीडिया के थ्रू, नाटकी वो करके सोशल मीडिया में भी त्विषा शर्मा के परिजनों ने अनर्गल आरोप माता और पुत्र के ऊपर लगाए हैं। न सिर्फ सोशल मीडिया, न सिर्फ प्रिंट मीडिया, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया, बल्कि सोशल मीडिया में भी और इंस्टाग्राम आदि में भी हमारे ऊपर बहुत सारे अनर्गल आरोप लगाए। हमें पूरा शक है क्योंकि जो इसकी निष्पक्ष जांच यहाँ मध्य प्रदेश में नहीं हो पाएगी मध्य प्रदेश पुलिस द्वारा, इस हेतु हम एक रिट याचिका भी प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं जिसमें हम सीबीआई जांच की मांग कर रहे हैं।
हमने इनाम राशि बढ़ाई है, 30,000 रुपये किया है इनाम राशि, और लुकआउट सर्कुलर भी जारी किया है, और गिरफ्तारी के भी हम पूरे प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि जल्दी से जल्दी गिरफ्तारी हो जाए। तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए जो भी रेलेवेंट होगा हम उसकी जांच करेंगे, और अगर किसी के पास ऐसा डॉक्यूमेंट है या कुछ ऐसा वीडियो है तो पुलिस को वो प्रोवाइड करवा सकते हैं। जो भी रेलेवेंट चीज़ें हैं उन पे हम अपना इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेंगे।
Viewers, the West Bengal government has made the playing of Vande Mataram in madrasas mandatory. The decision was notified on the 19th. The decision was taken in addition to an order that is already in force, which had made playing of Vande Mataram in schools mandatory.
In what is being seen as a major move by the West Bengal government, the playing of Vande Mataram has been made mandatory in the schools and madrasas in the state. The decision makes singing of Vande Mataram mandatory during morning assemblies. The government order applies to state-run schools, government-aided madrasas and government-recognized madrasas. The directive was in supersession of previous order. A week ago, a notice was issued by the school department which directed schools to ensure national song is sung before classes begin. The move follows a directive given by Union Home Ministry issued in January, which made singing of Vande Mataram compulsory as a mark of respect of the 150 years of the national song. The Union Home Ministry had also issued guidelines that all 6 stanzas of national song should be sung during government programs and in school. However, the decision drew criticism by many Muslim leaders who called the move contradictory and against their religious beliefs. The previous order by the state government made Banglar Mati, Banglar Jol compulsory during morning assemblies. Schools have already started adhering to the government order.
Ami Suvendu Adhikari.
The decision came within days of Adhikari taking oath as CM. The controversy over playing Vande Mataram is nothing new in the country. Recently, the DMK had protested the playing of Vande Mataram during TVK Chief Vijay's oath-taking ceremony and even during Tamil Nadu cabinet expansion. The decision is among many other steps taken by the West Bengal government. The government has taken action in terms of border fencing with Bangladesh, rollout of central schemes, legal and financial support to the family members of the killed BJP workers, removal of religion-based funding, and a notice against cow slaughter.
And our top focus continues to be 9 days on. Samarth remains at large. The court has directed the absconding Samarth to appear on 23rd of May. Much more after a short break on our top focus. Stay on with us.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
थोड़े में ज़्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा। सबका राजा और मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Praapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Praapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this accused rapist is one of our own? So hence, regardless of what happens, one of our own should never be accused. It's like all those people, those radical Islamists who say that as long as the act of murder or crime of terrorism is carried out by a Muslim, it must be defended. This very thought, ladies and gentlemen, is completely unacceptable. And we need to make the point more strongly because it's not the first time this has happened. This happened in the case of Bilkis Bano. When in Gujarat, the rapists of Bilkis Bano came out, they were greeted with tikas and sweets. And it was happening openly. This was an act of defiance. A manner of saying, so what? It is a Hindu who carried out the act of rape and hence we will celebrate him. We will forgive the person. Ladies and gentlemen, we are nobody to forgive. And the last thing we should do is celebrate rapists. This was a shameful moment then. This is a shameful moment now. Sengar was another shameful moment when some people said, oh, Sengar is from, the BJP and hence he can be seen smiling after carrying out the act of rape. And people would celebrate him and say, no, our leader can do no wrong. That was another shameful moment for the right wing. And ladies and gentlemen, Jayant Sinha, remember, son of Yashwant Sinha, stood there, ladies and gentlemen, and garlanded people accused of lynching. And he had come to my studio and I had told him, Jayant, I think you should be ashamed of what you've done. Because for all the good you will do in your political career, this moment will be the black spot on your career. And therefore, my point is to those who call themselves right-wingers. You cannot be right-wingers, say you're fighting for the right and be supporting lynchers and rapists at the same time. You cannot have this attitude that if you are pro-Hindu, then if someone who is a Hindu or from a Hindu organization commits the most ghastly crime, you will say it's all right because he claims membership of a Hindu organization. Why doesn't the Hindu Yuva Vahini sack and throw out Sushil Praapati? Why can't they take a stand on issues such as this? Food for thought. Food for thought, ladies and gentlemen, not just for the people who are doing this, but for all of us. In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी every day.
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide? Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law, the ex-judge, walks up calmly while the body is being dragged down and evidence is being destroyed before the judge's eyes. Is that normal? Why don't the judge...
It's a direct impact of Republic campaign. Court initiates inquiry against former Judge Giribala Singh. Twisha's family alleges big judicial cover-up, says Giribala Singh called several senior judges. After Twisha's death, family releases 40 numbers. Nine days on, Samarth remains at large. Court directs absconding Samarth to appear on 23rd May. Pulwama mastermind Hamza eliminated by unknown gunmen in Muzaffarabad, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And Pakistan's terror politicians' nexus exposed. Pakistan's PM advisor briefed Shehbaz Sharif after Lashkar meeting. Good evening, viewers. For the past few days, Republic TV has been at the very start of trying to understand and get justice for Twisha. It's now taken a new turn. There are sensational audio tapes. They allegedly feature her mother-in-law and retired Judge Giribala Singh surfacing. The tape that was exclusively accessed by Republic TV has triggered fresh allegations of emotional harassment and torture and character assassination inside Twisha's matrimonial home. The audio conversation purportedly between Giribala Singh and Twisha's brother Manoj Harshit appears to capture the intense exchange over extremely deeply personal questions. They were posed to Twisha about her past relations, her sexual intimacy shortly before her death.
Difficult to not attention to animals too. Because the dog is a permanent imbecile. He can't say. No, he can't say. दिक्कत है ना चाहे तो रोता है गाएगा.
आगे ये नहीं बोल सपोर्ट नहीं. हमारे ऐसे पर्सन जो मतलब भाई really don't want to but मेरे को दिल में रह जाएगा तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि एड्रेस हो जाए इसलिए. हाँ बताओ ना. I think there were some things said in the fights wherein lines were crossed, not once but quite a lot of times. And I think we were privy to this conversation about just a day prior to this. जब आपको त्विशा के पास्ट के बारे में बताया तो उस टाइम पे मतलब I just want to know what if there are any doubts in your mind. No, not at all. Everybody has a past. क्या दिक्कत है? I would have preferred to have. I mean, no, it is exactly. But it was, I think, mutually decided. If they are accepting, it's क्या दिक्कत क्या? No, but फिर I want to understand like why those questions have to arise as to beta if you have slept with other people. Was there any point? Who asked this? Asked this to Twisha. I didn't say slept with anybody. I said the kind of intimacy. Yes. Did you do it for a favor? Did you do it to get some monetary benefit or some favor? When was this done? Sundo. What is the context? She was saying that he keeps accusing me. He says it's a very foul word and it's not the way it's used. It's not to be said, he said and he never said that. I don't know, he said and we said we don't. But otherwise also I said, look, I have worked with Reshampura, Gwalior, I have worked with prostitutes. Some people do it out of compulsion. उनके पास जीवन का और कोई जरिया नहीं. Some people sell their brains, so they earn. We are also selling our brains and so we earn. Some people sell their bodies, so they earn. There's no problem. But some people do it to earn, to climb the social ladder. Is there any such thing? So she said, never, it's never happened. So, and I said, any other thing that even after the marriage, whatever has happened has happened. Right. But will you waver on these aspects? She said, no, it's nothing. I said, it's fine, then you come like an open slate. So it was a speculation from her end. And why was this question? There was a speculation, suspicion, whatever that was there that you wanted to clear. With her. I wanted to clear that by yes, any kind of promiscuous behavior after the marriage will not be telling. It is the right, that was that the right thing to actually ask her this. बेटा तुमने कभी कुछ किया है तो फेवर के लिए भी नहीं किया. I told her the three kinds of people how they move. The time I heard this, it broke me. और मुझे बहुत मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि as to how it is happening and how a person who is supposed to maybe mellow it down is asking such questions कि भाई तुम उनसे उनके किस context में मतलब I understand maybe considering you have you look at these things as cases But you do have to realize there are emotions involved at times.
Definitely.
So when you ask such questions to your own bahu, asking her that give me character certificate. Background कैसी बात?
Character certificate now you're also going off the hand.
Possibly not a character certificate, but it is beyond my competence.
Beyond the marriage also, she said, Amma, look, I've had a relation with somebody. How intimate it is, that is one question I never asked. Okay. But subsequently someone said that she's had multiple. I said it may be multiple or whatever. So in that context I asked that will this kind of commitment to the marriage last even after the marriage? जो भी पीछे हो गया सो हो गया.
That brings me to a second question. The second follow-up question was, will you do it in the future?
Yes. Is that not a relevant question? Isn't that a relevant question?
Is it to your own bahu?
Why not to any human being? I would ask that question. Somebody who's telling who has had this kind of an intimacy in the past.
So do you feel having multiple partners at one point, not at the same time?
You will not. Is it not relevant to ask that after marriage also will it continue? Because sometimes it becomes a habit. Promiscuity, it can be a habit.
Don't you think it should have been clear before you were? I do not understand.
She should have told.
My point is, नहीं शादी के बाद ये मेरा point है इसमें कि is it are you questioning the monogamy in the
after the marriage? Of course there will be.
Yes. So why was that question there?
Why not? Why not? Once this has come to my knowledge that it's not one partner which she disclosed, she hid about other people also. She said, yeah, see, I asked, see.
Hid with you.
8 minutes. She said, yes, I've been with other people also. I said, to what extent? And why was that? She said, no, it was just, hanging out like dating. You know what you understand by dating. I said, I don't understand, but I understand what is sexual intimacy.
Yes.
So was it of that level? She said, yeah, sometimes it has been.
Yes.
So all I wanted to know is, are you trying to cross-question me? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm not cross-questioning.
No, it is my right to ask my daughter-in-law. If you have been having...
Will you be going out with other men?
Why not?
Why not? After marriage, it will not be allowed. Of course, yes.
This is just not allowed.
Of course, yes.
Exactly.
In our household, it's not allowed.
Why not?
Bhaiya, please tell me you find it otherwise. Do you think it's a valid question to ask your bahu if she is going to hook up with other men?
But जिस तरीके से conversation हो रहा है, शादी के पहले बात नहीं की क्या?
No, she has not told. She has not told.
She has not told you.
No, she has not told.
She has not told us. She has told Samad.
उन दोनों के बीच में था या और why are we discussing? I did not to hear all those things. मैं भी
नहीं था इसमें. But it is pinching me.
It should pinch you. This has been done by a sister.
A motherly figure in the house is asking such questions to her own bahu.
By a bahu, see.
Bahu is a daughter. Bahu is a daughter. She could have asked her daughter also the same question.
See, I would have checked my daughter
also. Yes.
From anything. See, that is the pride of the family.
नहीं सुना.
नहीं मेरा एक बार आपने बोलने दो मुझे मैं कुछ ऐसा तेज नहीं बोल रहा हूँ ना मैं कुछ गलत बोल रहा हूँ. I'm just stating facts here and I'm genuinely asking this doubt. It is there in my heart. Why a motherly figure in the household has given his son or taken a daughter would ask such questions कि भाई तुम्हारा एक relationship है but क्या तुम इसके अलावा भी कुछ करोगी? This is not beyond my comprehension. And at a time wherein all at a time
what is beyond your comprehension?
Wherein the pati has accused the patni कि भाई तुम ऐसे हो, you have done so things, तुम आगे भी ये करेगी. उस टाइम पे
नहीं, he didn't say आगे भी करेगी.
उसने उन्होंने present tense से बोला कि तू कर रही है.
कर रही है?
Yes. तो
इसका मतलब every phone conversation you're listening in.
The timings of the conversation was, the timing of the question was very well. जब उसका already एक party से जो कि मतलब okay let me call it the party. Already one party is saying this. The other who is privy to the conversation is asking the same question back to her. Wherein you could have been the meddling agency कि तुम सबको console करें उस time पे. बेटा नहीं उसने बहुत गलत बोला है.
She blocked us up. She exited from the home group. That was the only.
This conversation with her right somehow. आपने कहीं से phone किया उसको. उस time पे आप ये भी बोल सकते थे ना कि बेटा उसने बहुत ही गलत चीज बोली है. This is beyond anybody.
I said that.
Okay. Is it a very common question here?
I want to understand why you are hurt by this. Why you are hurt?
I don't understand why you are not hurt by this.
But what is the hurt? Tell me what is the hurt about?
How is this a logical question to ask?
Why is it illogical? Somebody who's had a past, Somebody is a past and who's wanting, desirous of getting a job.
Exactly. So you are exactly saying this कि भाई तुम्हारा past है इसलिए we are gauging you based on your past. So you're bringing your past again. And how can you expect Samarth to actually not do it?
Not do
when
what?
you yourself are doing this.
Do what? Are you understanding this whole complex?
This is before marriage.
Are you not?
अरे अभी कल तो बात हुई, कल सुबह ही बात हुई। एक मिनट, ये रात में जब इसके फादर ने कहा,
मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही है कि कल ये सब इतनी बातें कर कैसे ली तुमने?
हाँ, ये कहाँ से उत्पन्न हो गई ये बात?
And viewers, Republic confronted ex-judge Twisha's mother-in-law Giribala Singh and as expected, she evaded the mic. Watch the sequence with my colleague Shambhavi.
A video has surfaced where you are talking to Harshit about the past that Twisha had. What do you have to say on that?
Is it fair that you're doing like this?
That's my job, ma'am. I'm just asking you a question.
That's not my...
Why is your son absconding if he's not drunk? It's a simple question. What about the bruises on the left arm, on the left wrist? What about the bruises?
Are you doing the investigation, madam?
I am. Part of the media.
Media shouldn't be...
We just want a simple answer. Why is your son absconding? A video has surfaced where you are talking to Harshit about the past that Twisha had. What do you have to say on that?
Is it fair that you're doing like this?
That's my job, ma'am. I'm just asking you a question.
That's not my...
Why is your son absconding if he's not drunk? It's a simple question. What about the bruises on the left arm, on the left wrist? What about the bruises?
Are you doing the investigation, madam?
I am. Part of the media.
Media shouldn't be...
We just want a simple answer. Why is your son absconding? A video has surfaced where you are talking to Harshit about the past that Twisha had. What do you have to say on that?
Is it fair that you're doing like this?
That's my job, ma'am. I'm just asking you a question.
That's not my...
Why is your son absconding if he's not drunk? It's a simple question. What about the bruises on the left arm, on the left wrist? What about the bruises?
Are you doing the investigation, madam?
I am. Part of the media.
Media shouldn't be...
We just want a simple answer. Why is your son absconding?
Republic also spoke to the president of the Bhopal Bar Association, Deepak Khare. He said if the court finds Samarth Singh guilty, his bar license will be revoked. According to the Bar Association president, anticipatory bail is generally not granted in such cases, but if the court has given its verdict, it cannot be commented upon.
तो समर्थ सिंह की प्रताड़ना की वजह से ट्विशा शर्मा ने की मौत हुई। अब आपको क्या लगता है, समर्थ सिंह अभी फरार चल रहा है, ऐसे में भोपाल बार एसोसिएशन क्या चाहती है? क्या समर्थ सिंह का लाइसेंस सस्पेंड नहीं होना चाहिए, एडवोकेट लाइसेंस जो होता है वो?
नहीं, देखिए, प्रकरण एक पंजीबद्ध हो गया है, प्रकरण में इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है। जब तक प्रकरण में इन्वेस्टिगेशन होके उसका चालान आके और पूरा प्रकरण कंप्लीट होके अगर समर्थ सिंह को उसमें सजा होती है तो फिर उनका लाइसेंस जो है निरस्त होगा। ये एक प्रक्रिया है, उस प्रक्रिया के तहत ही वो काम होगा।
लेकिन पूरी आपके एडवोकेट लॉबी पर एक कहना चाहिए दाग लगा है, क्योंकि क्रिमिनल केस दर्ज हुआ है। एक 32 साल की मॉडल जो थी उसकी दुखद मौत हुई है, पूरा देश प्रोटेस्ट कर रहा है। तो ऐसे में क्या समर्थ सिंह का लाइसेंस आप नहीं चाहते कि निरस्त हो, जल्द निरस्त हो?
नहीं, देखिए, प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं जो लोग वो ठीक है, उनका अधिकार है प्रोटेस्ट करने का, पर आज अपन ये नहीं कह सकते कि समर्थ सिंह दोषी है, क्योंकि जब तक न्यायालय में पूरी ट्रायल नहीं हो जाएगी और न्यायालय का निर्णय नहीं आ जाएगा दोष सिद्धि का, उसका सजा का, तब तक अपन उसको सजा याफ्ता थोड़ी कह सकते हैं, उसको दोषी थोड़ी मान सकते हैं। तो इसीलिए ट्रायल चल रहा है, ट्रायल होने दें उसका। इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो पुलिस कर रही है, या कहीं एसआईटी के पास गया है तो एसआईटी करे, या मुख्यमंत्री कहीं सीबीआई को दे रहे हैं तो सीबीआई को दे दें। कंप्लीट इन्वेस्टिगेशन होने के बाद जब उसका चालान न्यायालय में आएगा तो समर्थ सिंह हुई या गिरिबाला सिंह मैडम हुई, दोनों उस ट्रायल को फेस करेंगे और उस ट्रायल को फेस करने पर जो सामने पक्ष से साक्ष्य आएगी, उस साक्ष्य के आधार पर जो भी न्यायाधीश होंगे उसका निर्णय करेंगे। निर्णय में अगर वो दोषी पाए जाते हैं तो फिर समर्थ सिंह की सदस्यता समाप्त होगी।
और जो गिरिबाला सिंह है, परिवार जो है, पीड़ित परिवार आरोप लगा रहा है कि गिरिबाला सिंह जो हैं यहाँ की डीजे रही हैं, एक्स जज हैं, प्रभावशाली लेडी हैं, तो जो उन्हें अग्रिम जमानत मिली वो कितनी न्याय संगत है? अमूमन इस तरह के जो केस होते हैं ड्योरी डेथ के, दहेज हत्या के, उसमें हमने सामान्य अगर कोई आरोपी होता है तो उसे जमानत मिलते नहीं देखा है।
नहीं, आपकी बात ये सही है कि 304B में जिसमें 5-6 महीने में कोई लड़की की डेथ हो गई हो तो ऐसे मामले में जमानत बहुत मुश्किल से मिलती है। अब यहाँ एक
क्या इन्हें इनके रसूख का या डीजे रही हैं उस चीज का फायदा मिल गया इसलिए? क्योंकि आप खुद कह रहे हैं कि सामान्यतः इस तरह की धारा में अग्रिम जमानत नहीं मिलती है।
नहीं, ये डीजे रही हैं, इनका रसूख है, इस कारण इनको जमानत मिल गई है, ये शब्द उचित नहीं है। हर केस की अलग अलग डायरी होती है। अब इस केस में जो साक्ष्य डायरी में होगी उस साक्ष्य के आधार पर न्यायालय ने उनको जमानत पर छोड़ा है। तो न्यायालय का जो निर्णय हुआ है वो फिर अंतिम निर्णय है, उस पर प्रश्न लगाने से कोई उचित नहीं है भाई। इसके अलावा आप देखें, अगर एडीजे कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है, आप हाई कोर्ट चले जाए ना। अगर हाई कोर्ट को लगेगा कि जो डायरी में है साक्ष्य गिरिबाला सिंह के खिलाफ हैं और जमानत गलत दी गई है तो हाई कोर्ट उसको चेंज कर देगा।
हाई कोर्ट तो खैर पीड़ित परिवार चला ही गया है, लेकिन आप अगर नंबर्स में बात करें तो 100 में से ऐसे कितने केस होंगे जिसमें इस तरह का ही मिलता जुलता केस और उसमें अग्रिम जमानत मिल गई हो?
नहीं, अपन उसको डिफाइन नहीं कर सकते कि 100 में से कितना हो, क्योंकि सब केस की डायरियां, सब केस की कहानियां सब अलग अलग होती, साक्ष्य अलग अलग होते हैं। सास है, सास का रोल अलग अलग होता है। इस प्रकरण में इनका रोल कितना है या कहां तक है, इन सब चीजों को देखा जाएगा।
लेकिन
न्यायालय ने जो निर्णय अभी बेल पे जो निर्णय हुआ है, उन्होंने ये माना है कि वो न्यायिक परिवार उच्च न्यायिक पद पे रही हैं, उनकी उम्र को देखते हुए और उनके पिछले बैकग्राउंड को देखते हुए उन्हें जमानत पे छोड़ा है। और जमानत, देखिए एक बात सुने, जमानत अंतिम नहीं है भाई। जमानत पे छूट गई वो, आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन कंप्लीट हो जाए, फटाफट चालान लगे, आप 2 महीने में गवाही दो ना। गवाही देके 2-3 महीने में उसको ट्रायल, अगर उसमें दोषी पाई तो उनको सजा ही पड़ेगी ना, 10 साल 14 साल।
भोपाल बार एसोसिएशन के अध्यक्ष के नाते आप क्या चाहते हैं इस मामले में किस तरह की जांच हो? क्योंकि आरोप भी लग रहे हैं, आपकी बिरादरी भी कटघरे में है इस वजह से।
नहीं, एक अधिवक्ता के नाते, अभिभाषक संघ भोपाल के अध्यक्ष के नाते मेरा स्पष्ट मत है कि फेयर उसकी जांच होना चाहिए। जो संस्थाएं हैं वर्तमान में जो काम कर रही हैं, या तो उनसे जांच हो या मुख्यमंत्री सीबीआई जांच की करते हैं तो सीबीआई से जांच हो, स्पष्ट फेयर जांच हो जाए।
And there's breaking news that's coming in. Republic Impact Giribala is set to be removed from post. That's the big news that we are getting right now, viewers, as we are speaking with you. This is the news that's just coming in. Satya Vijay has just, our colleague from Bhopal has told us there's a major update. The sources tell us former judge and chairperson of the Bhopal District Consumer Commission, Giribala Singh, is set to be removed from the post of BDCC, which is Bhopal District Consumer Commission. Right now, she was acting as possibly someone on the Consumer Commission board, and as the chairperson of the Bhopal District Consumer Commission board, sources indicate Giribala Singh is going to be removed from her post. I want to go across to my colleague Satya Vijay joining us from Bhopal to give us more details. Satya Vijay. Let me tell you the big breaking news that we're getting, and I'm going to tell Seema to call up Satya Vijay so that we get the person who's breaking this big update for us on the phone line. We're getting the major update in the Twisha Sharma case. Reporting sites suggesting former judge chairperson of the Bhopal District Consumer Commission, Giribala Singh, is set to be removed from her post. And what a day it's been. Since Republic campaign began, we've been questioning why anticipatory bail was given to Giribala Singh. She has also submitted 44, and I repeat, 44 words that she has said that have been given, 44 numbers where she's contacted. Today, the big impact, Giribala Singh, now former judge and also Bhopal District Consumer Commission, Giribala Singh is set to be removed from her post. I'm going to try and get more details. All right, we're also getting more details. All right, so we will, viewers, this is a big Republic impact. Giribala Singh no longer going to be the Bhopal District Consumer Commission head. She's going to be removed from that post. This is the big breaking news that's coming in from Satya Vijay, whom I'm going to go across to now. Satya Vijay, give us more details.
अपडेट है वो यही है कि गिरिबाला सिंह पर गाज गिर सकती है, क्योंकि गिरिबाला सिंह पर क्रिमिनल केस दायर है। गिरिबाला सिंह पर ड्यूरी डेथ का केस दायर किया गया है। कटारेल थाना पुलिस ने ये केस दायर किया है और इसीलिए जब से ये केस दायर हुआ है उसके बाद से जो उपभोक्ता फॉर्म है, उपभोक्ता फॉर्म की अध्यक्ष पद पर गिरिबाला सिंह हैं और इनको लेकर रजिस्ट्रार से जो है जांच रिपोर्ट मांगी गई थी। चूंकि 12 तारीख को उनकी बहू ने की मौत हुई है, संदिग्ध मौत हुई, इसके बाद उन पर केस दर्ज हुआ, उनको अग्रिम जमानत हालांकि मिल चुकी है लेकिन वो को एक्यूज्ड हैं, तो ऐसे में उनको हटाने की संभावना है। हमारे टॉप सोर्स के मुताबिक गिरिबाला सिंह जो हैं उन्हें किसी भी वक्त उपभोक्ता फॉर्म के अध्यक्ष पद से हटाया जा सकता है।
All right, we have this latest development coming in, which is that retired Judge Giribala Singh, mother of main accused Samarth Singh, who is also herself now suspect, is likely to be sacked. Satya Vijay continues to be with us from Bhopal. And Satya Vijay, you are giving this information. आप जो हमें ये खबर दे रहे हैं वो सूत्रों के आधार पे दे रहे हैं, क्योंकि अभी सुबह ही मध्य प्रदेश सरकार ने ये तफ्तीश शुरू करी थी कि गिरिबाला सिंह के क्या कनेक्शन हैं। क्या वो उस नतीजे पर आए हैं कि उनको हटाना चाहिए कंज्यूमर डिस्ट्रिक्ट फोरम से?
जी हाँ, देखिए गिरिबाला सिंह जो हैं रिटायर्ड जज और फिलहाल वो उपभोक्ता फोरम यानी कि कंज्यूमर फोरम में अध्यक्ष थी, लेकिन चूंकि उन पर क्रिमिनल केस दर्ज है, बीएनएस की जो तमाम धाराएं हैं जिसमें ड्यूरी डेथ भी शामिल है और उसमें वो को एक्यूज्ड हैं और इसीलिए मध्य प्रदेश खाद्य नागरिक आपूर्ति एवं उपभोक्ता संरक्षक विभाग ने रजिस्ट्रार को चिट्ठी लिखी थी और चिट्ठी लिखकर जानकारी जुटाने को कहा था, जिसमें कहा था कि चूंकि गिरिबाला पर आपराधिक मामला दर्ज हुआ है, विभाग ने आयोग से आपराधिक मामला होने पर किस तरह की कार्रवाई हो सकती है ये जानकारी जुटाने के निर्देश दिए थे। और इसके बाद अब ये खबर आ रही है कि गिरिबाला सिंह को उनके पद से हटाया जा सकता है।
बिल्कुल, ये बहुत बड़ी खबर है सत्य विजय। पर एक और बात बताएं, कॉल डिटेल रिकॉर्ड्स बाहर आ रहे हैं। कुछ कॉल डिटेल रिकॉर्ड्स गिरिबाला सिंह ने अपनी एंटीसिपेटरी बेल की एप्लीकेशन में भी एनेक्जर के तरीके से अटैच किए थे, पर उसमें से बहुत बड़े खुलासे हो रहे हैं कि वो कुछ जजेस से बात कर रही थी, वो फ़ोन पे लगातार थीं और किसी सीसीटीवी फुटेज, ये सीसीटीवी कैमरा को मैनिपुलेट करने के लिए या उसको मैनेज करने के लिए उन्होंने सीसीटीवी ऑपरेटर्स को या सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स को भी फ़ोन किया। उसके बारे में क्या जानकारी साझा कर सकते हैं आप?
देखिए 46 नंबर जो हैं वो ट्विशा के परिजनों ने प्रेस नोट जारी करके बाकायदा रिलीज किए हैं। इसके अलावा ट्विशा के जो वकील हैं उन्होंने भी हमें एक लिस्ट दी है, ट्विशा के पिता ने भी एक लिस्ट दी है जिसमें 46 नंबर हैं और ये 46 नंबर वो नंबर हैं जो 12 तारीख को जब ये घटनाक्रम हुआ, जब संदिग्ध मौत होती है ट्विशा की, उसके बाद 13 तारीख शाम तक मतलब 46 लोगों से बात की गई, जिसमें कई लोगों से कई बार बात की और ऐसी जानकारी है कि इसमें 13 जज हैं जिन लोगों से बात की गई। इसके अलावा कई और लोग हैं जैसे कि उनके घर में सीसीटीवी कैमरे लगे थे, उनको जिनने इंस्टॉल किया है या अंदेशा है कि उनसे बात की गई। और इसीलिए बड़ी बात यह कि सुबह हमने एक इनपुट भी किया था जिसमें त्विशा के वकील जो हैं उन्होंने साफ तौर पर हमसे एक्सक्लूसिव इंटरव्यू में ये जानकारी उन्होंने दी थी कि वो चाहते हैं कि जो 46 नंबर है जिसको कि अग्रिम जमानत के समय गिरिबाला सिंह के वकील ने ही कोर्ट में अपनी याचिका के साथ लगाया था, इन नंबरों को प्रिजर्व किया जाए। इन नंबरों का मालिक कौन है, इन नंबरों को कौन उपयोग करता है, ये इन नंबर्स की लोकेशन घटना के समय और घटना के एक दिन तक जब ये बात हुई तब कहाँ थी, इन सब चीजों को प्रिजर्व किया जाए और इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेट करे। इसका निवेदन ट्विशा के जो वकील हैं उनका कहना है कि वो कोर्ट से कर रहे हैं।
एक और बात बताएं सत्य विजय, बिफोर वी स्लिप इनटू अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक एंड वी आर नॉट गिविंग अप दिस स्टोरी एंड इट्स कवरेज, ऑल दीज डिटेल्स कमिंग इन एंड दीज आर डैमिंग इन सो फार एज गिरिबाला's रोल इज कंसर्न्ड. भोपाल में गिरिबाला को लेकर और खासतौर से सरकार में क्या ये क्लैरिटी है कि उन्होंने इसमें रोल प्ले किया है और भोपाल की सरकार, मध्य प्रदेश की सरकार इस पर अब चुप्पी नहीं साध सकती, उनको एक इसमें पोजीशन लेनी पड़ेगी, इसमें अपना रुख बिल्कुल क्लियर करना पड़ेगा?
जी हाँ, देखिए गिरिबाला सिंह चूंकि डीजे रही हैं, रिटायर्ड जज हैं और कई पदों पर रही, फिलहाल भी अभी उन्हें पद से, चूंकि हमारे पास सूत्रों के हवाले से खबर है कि हटाया जा सकता है, लेकिन गिरिबाला सिंह रसूखदार लेडी तो है ही, लेकिन जिस दिन से घटनाक्रम हुआ और रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क ने जिस तरह से मुहिम बनाया जस्टिस फॉर तिशा, जो हम लगातार इस खबर को दिखा रहे हैं, इसके बाद ही कहीं ना कहीं, पहले आपको याद होगा अभिषेक जी कि जब परिवार सीएम हाउस के बाहर गया था, 3 घंटे बैठा, ओएसडी से मिलकर उन्हें भगा दिया गया, वहां से खदेड़ दिया गया, वहां से हटने को कहा गया। लेकिन हमने जब से ये मुहिम चलाई उसके बाद से कल मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री मोहन यादव को परिवार से मिलना पड़ा, आश्वासन दिया कि वो हर तरह से इनके साथ हैं, ये भी कहा कि सीबीआई जांच की अनुशंसा करेंगे। तो ऐसे में, और चूंकि जिस तरह से ये जानकारी जुटाई जा रही है कि अगर किसी ऐसे उपभोक्ता फोरम के अध्यक्ष पद पर बैठी लेडी है और उस पर अगर क्रिमिनल केस दर्ज होता है तो उस पर क्या कार्रवाई होना चाहिए, जानकारी जुटाना इस ओर इंडिकेट करता है कि हमारी मुहिम का बड़ा असर हुआ है और इसीलिए हम कह रहे हैं कि गिरिबाला सिंह को पद से हटाया जा सकता है।
चलिए, धन्यवाद सत्य विजय। हम एक छोटा सा ब्रेक ले रहे हैं, टेकिंग अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक on this. Twisha's family alleging a big judicial cover-up, says Giribala Singh called several senior judges after Twisha's death. Family releases 40 numbers and those are damning details. We are coming up with more on that. The call detailed records of Giribala Singh on the other side of a short break.
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा सिप, MTH का जलजीरा जीरा सिप।
जीरा सिप, असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
जब तक लाजवाब न बन जाए उसे नहीं इत्मीनान है, तभी तो रिचमंड बनना नहीं आसान है।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Praapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Welcome back, friends. A big expose coming up on Giribala Singh, or Judge Giribala Singh, who carried out a veritable influence operation after the unfortunate death of Twisha Sharma, her daughter-in-law, and spoke to judges, cops, senior administration just so that she could save herself and protect her son from the long arms of the law. Giribala Singh phone call expose, call detail records expose coming up. Let's begin with the headlines. Direct impact of Republic campaign. Court initiates inquiry against former Judge Giribala Singh. Twisha's family alleges big judicial cover-up, says Giribala Singh called several senior judges after Twisha's death. Family releases 40 numbers. Nine days on, Samarth remains at large. Court directs absconding Samarth to appear on May 23rd. Pulwama mastermind Hamza eliminated by unknown gunmen in Muzaffarabad of Pak-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan's terror politician nexus exposed. Pak's PM advisor briefs Shehbaz Sharif after meeting Lashkar leaders. All right, friends, Bhopal, a major update coming in the Twisha Sharma justice fight. In fact, a report citing sources says former judge and chairperson of the Bhopal District Consumer Commission, Giribala Singh, the mother of Samarth Singh, mother-in-law of Twisha Sharma, is set to be removed from her post as the head of the Consumer Forum. And in fact, we have a bigger expose coming up. And on your screen, what you're seeing is numbers. These are phone numbers and persons, individuals, judges, senior cops, those in administration, including one CCTV operator, private CCTV operator. And these calls, frantic calls, were made by Judge Giribala Singh herself. These numbers have been released by the family of Twisha Sharma. And this seems like, if you connect the dots, a veritable influence peddling operation to protect her son, to save her own skin, and to let the long arms of the law not reach the accused, which happens to be Samarth Singh, who happens to be her son. And Giribala Singh there using her leveraging rather her connections as a former judge. And in fact, we have Shambhavi now joining us for more on this. Shambhavi, these numbers that are on air, and these are numbers with names. These are numbers which have persons who are in the government, who are judges, who are police officers. Now, we do not know what role they played, if any role they played. But what is confirmed is that these are the individuals that Judge Giribala Singh called when she was trying to protect herself and Samarth Singh from getting arrested. Now, what can you share about the nature of these calls, if you have come to know from your sources there on the ground, Shambhavi? Who are these people? Why did Giribala call them? And is the police taking these numbers into account in its probe?
Absolutely. So for our viewers, let me explain. When somebody files an application, there are certain annexures which are filed with them. This is an excerpt from one of those annexures which were filed from Giribala Singh's end when they filed for the anticipatory bail. Now, what they were trying to do here is they were trying to prove that they received no call from Twisha Sharma's family once they informed them that Twisha is not breathing. Although, which is very counterintuitive, because what the family has showed us, and the family has said time and again with time stamps and with call logs, is that they were constantly on call with them. Why is it counterintuitive again? Because Giribala Singh, in her own interviews, sit-down interviews that she has given to various networks, has said that I was constantly on call with the family and that I was informing them of what was happening at each moment.
Shambhavi, why call CCTV operators? We have checked, and I'll come to you, Shambhavi, just in a bit. Let me go to Niranjan. Niranjan has been working on these call detail records, and Niranjan has done some backward integration of these numbers with these individuals. So can I get Niranjan on air? Niranjan, you have gone through this list. You have connected the dots. Who are these people? You have found out the names behind these numbers, including one CCTV operator. Niranjan, what can you share about the nature of these calls that Giribala made in that intervening period?
Abhishek, let me tell you that I have the entire list of, this is insane, this is crazy, this is an insane story because you have a judge. A judge has gone to court and in her attempt to prove her case, to say that her in-laws did not dial her, what she has ended up doing is one of the craziest stories of this year. She has in fact exposed herself. She has shown all the details of the calls she made hours after Twisha's death. She has called a district judge 9 times. I have the name of the judge. This is not, and this is a public record, Abhishek. So, you know, we are being very careful, we are being very factual. She has dialed a district judge 9 times. She has dialed her own son who went missing, who's been absconding from the law, on whom there is a 30,000 rupee reward. 30,000 is nothing, but that's the joke, isn't it? She dialed her own son, and there are 3 calls that you have. If you can please focus on this. Can you just please focus on this? Take a look at this. Samarth Singh, she dialed her own son. Her son was last seen at AIIMS Bhopal after Twisha's body was taken there. She calls her son, that means her judge was in touch with her son after he went absconding. She calls someone called Saibala Baghel. I'm given to understand Saibala Baghel is a sister, I'm not so sure, but there are at least 5 calls. And she has made this declaration in court. Justice Satyendra Singh Lokayukta. This is one of the declarations made by Giribala herself. She called Justice Satyendra Singh Lokayukta 3 times after the death of Twisha. Why would she call Justice Satyendra Singh of the Lokayukta 3 times after the death of Twisha? She has called somebody called Bhopal AJK ADG. 6 calls to Bhopal AJK ADG. 6 calls that have gone out. She has called Abhay Kumar. She has called Rohit Vishwakarma CCTV. She has called Vinod Vani CCTV. We did some background check to check who these people are. These are people in Bhopal who install CCTVs. These are people in Bhopal who tamper with CCTVs. These are people in Bhopal who can come home and remove your CCTVs to ensure that the CCTV footage never goes out. So if you're wondering, Abhishek, why we only have the 2 sequences so far of the CCTV where you can see Twisha going up and her body being brought down and nothing in between, nothing before or nothing after, that's because it's all been cleaned up. She called the CCTV people. And she herself has admitted calling to the CCTV people. She has called somebody called Rohit Vishwakarma CCTV, and she has actually told the court that I dialed Rohit Vishwakarma CCTV in the affidavit. This is in the annexure she herself has mentioned. She has also admitted calling Vinod Vani CCTV, and she has called them within 24 hours of Twisha's death. Twisha dies 12th, on the night of 12th, after 10 p.m., on the 13th at 4 p.m., within 1 hour of each other, she calls 2 CCTV guys to come home. Yeah. Why would you, ma'am, Giribala, my lord, judge, why would you call 2 CCTV people, installers to your house, a day after the death of your daughter-in-law? Yeah. This is extremely shady. And there is somebody called Ashok Surana as well. This story is getting crazier and crazier, Abhishek. She has admitted herself to calling judges. Why would you call a judge, a district judge, 9 times within 24? Oh my God, there is a call to a judge exactly in fact, less than 1 hour after the death of Twisha. I'm seeing a call that's gone out at 12 on the 12th, the day Twisha died. Twisha, according to the details that we have from the family, died at about 10:20 p.m. She has dialed a judge, a district judge, at 11:06 p.m. If she died at 10:20 p.m., why did she dial a judge at 11:06 p.m. within 45 minutes of Twisha dying.
Yeah.
This is I think, Abhishek, if you needed a reason to cancel her anticipatory bail, take her into custody and question her right now. If the judiciary is watching this, if this has been with the judiciary for all these days, she applied for anticipatory bail last Friday. If this document has been with the government, or rather with the court since last Friday,
and with the police,
how the hell did she get the anticipatory bail, Abhishek? And how is it that nobody asked any question?
Yeah,
police didn't ask any question.
And
right?
Senior police officers. I mean, you know, maybe as an ex-judge she can talk to a judge. As an ex-judge she can, or as someone who's facing a situation, she can talk to a lawyer. Though of course, ideally she should be talking to the family of Twisha, but she's talking to a CCTV operator. She's talking to a senior cop. Let's take legal view on this, what this really means legally speaking. We're joined in by Ajit Sharma. He's advocate on record of the Supreme Court. He's also partner with Tatpar Legal. Very good afternoon to you, Mr. Sharma. And my question to you is, this story that's really breaking through the phone call details or phone call detailed records of Judge Giribala Singh, who's now clearly under a circle of doubt insofar as her role is concerned in protecting her son who's on the run. What does this mean? She's calling judges, sitting judges, retired judges. She's calling senior police officers who are there in Bhopal in service in places of influence. She's calling a private CC, but first the judges. I mean, in that situation when she has a body of her daughter-in-law at home, she's not calling the family, she's calling judges and police officers. What does this really mean?
Look, hi, good evening. As far as purely from a legal standpoint is concerned, I'm not involved with either of the parties here, but as purely from a legal standpoint is concerned, I'm informed that Ms. Giribala Singh today is on anticipatory bail. Now, there are grounds on which she was given anticipatory bail, and in law, there are grounds on which state or the victim's family can approach the court seeking cancellation of bail on various grounds. Either she's tampering and so on and so forth with evidence. So therefore, all of this now material is to be placed before the court in an appropriate proceeding, which would be proceedings for cancellation. And then court will take a view. Court will ask her that, look, we released you on anticipatory bail. Conduct is good or not good. Are you tampering with evidence, not tampering with evidence? What are these calls for? And then she will explain to the court in those proceedings as to why these phone calls were made and what effect, if any, these phone calls has. Do these phone calls prejudice investigation in any manner whatsoever? And, then the court will take a view. If it is prejudicial or to the investigation or tampering with evidence, then yes, court can take a strict view. But if these phone calls were made as a matter of routine or, someone who's in distress, then perhaps court will say that these have had no influence on investigation.
No, if you are in distress, you won't be cold, calm, calculative in terms of calling a CCTV operator. That's not distress. That's absolutely cold, calculated move to call a CCTV operator to see whether the incriminating material can be removed. And it seems that it has been removed because the video footage that's really out shows pictures where it's difficult to connect the dots. So obviously she was thinking 5 steps ahead of the law.
Look, I don't know what was going on in her mind. That's very difficult for us to speculate. And
it's not about speculation. It's about what the process of law would be in terms of, connecting the dots. So we have information. We are trying to connect the dots, which is that why would someone in distress, as you say, be calling CCTV operators and not the family of the victim?
So 2 things now. At this point in time, all of these are allegations which are worthy of an investigation. They do merit a thorough investigation. Now, some details are out in the public domain. All of these call detailed records. They're with the police, they're with the media, they're with everyone now. So I'm sure that the investigating officer and the investigating authorities will take a look as to what are these calls for and what does their investigation reveal as to the nature of these calls, the reason for making these calls. That's one. Second is, if somebody feels right away, the state or the victim's family feel that a fair investigation is not possible because, someone's trying to influence a fair investigation in the matter, then they have legal remedies available. They have to move the court and tell the court immediately that, look, sir, you've granted somebody anticipatory bail and that somebody is making all these kind of phone calls. We apprehend that these phone calls are made for a specific purpose to sort of direct investigation in one way or the other. And therefore, these are grounds for cancellation of bail. And then court will issue notice to her and ask her, madam, why have you made all these phone calls? Give us some reason.
No,
And she
Mr.
will then
Sharma,
be-
again, you see, there is already a petition to cancel the bail of Giribala Sharma in a higher court against the trial court order, magistrate's court. But the question is, what court will do is for the court to decide. What the cops would do is for the cops to decide. What the family would do in terms of presenting this information in a cogent manner before the courts is for them to do. But we are discussing the available information. And the available information is that within a span of an hour or 2 hours, within the time frame of Twisha dying, we have her mother-in-law calling a CCTV operator, a private CCTV operator. We have her mother-in-law calling judges. We have her mother-in-law calling senior police officers. So obviously, if you just ponder over this available information, it does come out that her thinking was more than of someone who's in distress. She was thinking ahead of what the steps would be or should have been at that time.
Yes, possibly true. Look, I mean, as far as what steps she wants to take in case some eventuality has happened, she's entitled in law to consult all the people that she has access to. And the fact that these were
Sorry, but I made that allowance. I said as a judge, she can talk to a judge. As a judge or as an individual in distress, she can talk to a lawyer. But to call a CCTV operator, that's really that's like that's something not routine, not regular. It smacks of some motive.
I agree that it does raise eyebrows. It does raise some kind of a suspicion, perhaps at most. And that is worthy of an investigation. But just mere act of calling somebody, calling all of these people on the date when the incident has taken place is not something that's obviously admirable. It does raise eyebrows and it does merit an independent and a very prompt, immediate investigation to seize these CDRs, to ask from the people who were called as to what was the nature of these calls and put all that information in the police case diary. The IO must go to all of these guys, all of these people who have been called and ask them that, look, you've received calls on so-and-so dates and immediately after the incident has occurred, what was the nature of the phone call? So all of that is within the domain of the investigation. And what the victim's family or the state should do at this point in time is to ascertain that there is some publicly available information which is directly relevant to investigation and they must investigate it promptly.
Okay, Mr. Sharma, before I let you go, one final question.
Yes.
If these call detail records become part of an appeal of the victim family against Judge Giribala's anticipatory bail, petition to cancel her bail, which has been granted to her, you think that this forms a substantive argument that maybe there is something which the judge was trying to cover up at that time, and so it becomes an argument against her bail?
I think, yes, off the cuff, it does go against her because, as I said, these calls were made on the date when the incident happened in close proximity to the time of the death of the victim. A lot of these calls were made to a lot of different people. So therefore, it does raise suspicion. It does raise eyebrows as to why instead of asking for medical help or taking the victim to the doctor or reaching out to her family, you're making phone calls to a lot of other people who could probably come to your rescue eventually during trial. So that is a circumstance that does not help her in any way. But of course, the court would give her an opportunity to explain as to why these calls were made. And, then we will know the truth, really. She will have to put it on an affidavit as to why these calls were made. And before all of that happens, the police can also do their job, go up to all of these people and find out what the truth is.
Well, absolutely. There is a due process of law that would be followed, but this information that's really coming in. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma, for joining us on this. But what is important is that Giribala Singh has made these phone calls, 46 of them, and 32 calls, 10 names, and judges on the list. She has dialed Samarth also while he was on the run, which means she was in touch even as her son had already turned a fugitive, and she has dialed a former High Court judge. She has dialed one specific district judge 9 times in that period, in the same window. She has dialed the Lokayukt, who's been alleged to have, helped Giribala in terms of post-mortem. And she has dialed CCTV operators. That's taken together forms a damning piece of information. And that's all there in her own anticipatory bail plea, which the family of Twisha has now brought out. With that, we come to an end of this bulletin, slipping to a short break. But our rolling coverage of the cover-up by the Singhs continues. Judge Giribala Singh, 9 days on, Samarth remains at large. Court directs absconding Samarth to appear on May 23rd.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide? Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law, the ex-judge, walks up calmly while the body is being dragged down and evidence is being destroyed before the judge's eyes. Is that normal? Why don't the judges raise a hue and cry about it? Why don't the appellate courts take up this case suo motu? So people don't start believing that when an ex-judge is concerned, the victim will never get justice. Ladies and gentlemen, what was the ex-judge carrying in her hand when she went down? Where is all the CCTV footage? Did the police collect it? Why did the ex-judge's son Samarth Singh escape after bringing the body of his wife to AIIMS? Is it true that the ex-judge's son's medical examination was not conducted? The police station is right behind the ex-judge's Giribala's house. Why was no call made? Why did it take 5 days to file an FIR in the case? Who stalled it? Why was the victim's family attacked in court if there's nothing to hide? And did a very senior police officer go to AIIMS that night to try and fudge the post-mortem report? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking these questions. Now I ask you, am I right or wrong in asking these questions? And if I don't, who will? Will the government of Madhya Pradesh raise these questions? The Chief Minister doesn't have 30 seconds to meet the victim's family. Will the higher courts of the country raise these questions? So far, I have not seen this case being picked up by the appellate courts, though we are screaming and shouting about it. So I say tonight, what happens when other institutions fail? And if we do a media trial, should we be celebrated and supported for doing so? Was Aravali a media trial? Yes, it was. It was. Thank God for that. Thank God for that media trial which stopped the Aravalis from being destroyed. Was the Pune Porsche case a media trial where innocents were killed by a rich brat and the whole system colluded to give the rich brat a free run? Was it a media trial? I confess it was. Thank God for it. Thank God for that media trial. Was RG Kaur a media trial? When the government of Mamata Banerjee and the whole system came together to destroy the evidence? Was it? If it was a media trial, I and the entire Republic Bangla team are proud for it. Thank God for that. Thank God for such media trials in our country. Thank God for the media trial in the Jessica Lal murder case. Thank God for the media trial in the Nirbhaya case. Thank God for the media trial in the Sheena Boda murder case. Thank God for the media trial in the Disha Salian murder case. Thank God for the media trial in the Pune Porsche case. Thank God for the media trial in the Sandesh Khali case where Mamata Banerjee stood there and the media made a hue and cry about Sandesh Khali.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 9 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है। स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से, MTH का जल जीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Praapati. He's accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Praapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders, is there a tacit support to this person? Is there a feeling that anyone who wears or puts a, proclaims that he is from a so-called Hindu organization, that he will be allowed to get away with absolutely everything, including an act of rape? Is there a feeling that this man, do right-wingers feel, this man, this accused rapist is one of our own? So hence, regardless of what happens, one of our own should never be accused. It's like all those people, those radical Islamists who say...
Very warm welcome to Republic Global. I am Rakshita Mishra with you viewers, and today from how India launched a blistering attack against Pakistan at the UNSC to the expose of how Pakistan's office, Prime Minister's office, has deep ties with terrorist Lashkar-e-Taiba Chief Hafiz Saeed's son's Aide. We'll show you about that. In this edition of Our Global, we also bring you this big story that, of course, is exposing this unholy nexus in Pakistan once again. Developments reigniting debate in Pakistan's stance on terror networks. Fresh questions raised about its political and diplomatic accountability on the global stage. Also on the show, we bring you another big development from the UN. SC, that is United Nations Security Council. India and Pakistan face to face at the UNSC. India strongly criticizing exposing Pakistan's long drawn record of violence, of civilian casualties, of genocide, highlighting the UN linked findings on recent incidents in Afghanistan as well, viewers. Also on the show, we bring you how a buffalo that's named Donald Trump in Bangladesh is going viral. It's a rare albino buffalo nicknamed Donald Trump. You heard that right. We'll bring you more about that. And also not to forget the story coming in from the conflict zone, Ukraine versus Russia. Now Zelensky has raised concerns of the Belarus front being used in this war between Russia and Ukraine. We're going to bring you all that and much more on Republic Global. The Pakistan terror politician nexus exposed. Pakistan's PM advisor briefs Shehbaz Sharif after Lashkar meeting. At UN Security Council, India strongly criticizes Pakistan over its record of cross-border violence and civilian casualties, calling out its propaganda and internal failures. Rare albino buffalo in Bangladesh, nicknamed Donald Trump, goes viral for the striking golden hair, drawing crowds in social media frenzy. Zelensky warns of potential Russian attacks via Belarus as Ukraine strengthens northern border defenses and raises diplomatic pressure. Now, Pakistan's terror links are under fresh scrutiny again after photos and videos surfaced showing top leaders of the country's ruling party openly interacting with Talha Saeed. Now, Talha Saeed is the son of 26/11 attack mastermind Hafiz Saeed, and the explosive visuals have reignited the questions on how a nation accused of sheltering terror networks continues to sit on the United Nations. It continues to have this these peace talks, also hosting so-called talks. Of course, it's the postman, everybody knows that. But it exposes what Pakistan reality is. The terror links of top Pakistani politicians lay bare for everyone to see in the most brazen manner possible. Here's more.
For years, the world was told that Pakistan did not have anything to do with terrorists, with Islamabad claiming that terror networks had been dismantled. But now, those claims stand completely exposed, not by secret files or documents, but by videos and photos circulating in the public domain. Visuals have emerged showing senior Pakistani leaders openly interacting with Tala Said, the son of the 26/11 terror attacks mastermind Hafiz Saeed. And these are not French politicians, as it shows Rana Sanaullah, the chief advisor of Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. Along with Pakistan's Information Minister Ataullah Tarar, senior PMLN leader Ahsan Iqbal and Punjab's Assembly Speaker in Pakistan Malik Muhammad Ahmad Khan, all of them appearing publicly at the same gatherings as Tala Said. There's no attempt to hide, no attempt to distance, no attempts to deny. Just open political normalcy around the son of a global terror mastermind. The same terror mastermind who founded the Lashkar-e-Taiba, the terror group responsible for the 26/11 attacks that killed 166 innocent people. And yet, the son of that man appears to be moving freely inside Pakistan's elite political circles, while the country which shelters him and his terrorist father continue to enjoy a seat at the United Nations Security Council. For India, though, this footage only reinforces what it has been saying for years, that terror networks targeting India still enjoy the proximity, protection and social acceptability in Pakistan's top political circles.
And we have with us Strategic Affairs expert Colonel Rajiv Baga joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, sir, for joining us on Republic Global. Now, we get these visuals. It's not, secrets, of course, that how the political class, how the politicians and the military and the terrorists have a nexus in the unholy nexus, the nexus of evil in Pakistan. But the fact that this is a visual that has come out once again in the open. Once again, we see how in public view, shamelessly, Pakistan Prime Minister's aide is meeting and embracing the son of Hafiz Saeed. It goes on to show that how Pakistan once again presents a testimony that it is not going to mend its ways, that it has no option but to actually, nurture, nourish and keep these terrorists on their soil, and they are necessary for their political survival.
Yeah, good evening, Rakshita. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. I'm not again surprised that Pakistan was exposed long time back. In fact, when the Mumbai episode occurred, we had adequate evidences to produce, and rather we gave it to our this international forum also, their involvement in that particular attack or misadventure. That Hafiz Saeed has probably gone old and now he's utilizing the services of his son. Anyway, the major issue is that they are definitely giving a contradictory posture to the entire world or message. The public fraternizing dual track strategy with Pakistan project their image with the international security, all these things is involved in it. And what is their main agenda is they often try to appease international financial watchdogs so that they extend the funds, and by giving a posture, look, we are under poverty, or as it is, they are under poverty. The problem is that the same fund is getting utilized, and this is what they are attending the multiple rallies, the political and the militant outfit, which are really spreading or giving a threat to the regional security. They're sharing the stage there. And it is basically shows that they are certainly somewhere using their soil to promote and to produce, or rather, they are creating a kind of a cross-border terrorism planning. And this is where, once again, they are exposed. And if you remember in Operation Sindoor, when you must have seen their senior military leaders are attending the funerals of those to whom we smashed. So this is nothing new. And you see, what is important at this time, there is a certainly requirement of international forum and watchdogs to really take a note and ban this type of outfit, and they should stop funding Pakistan. And they should really give a clear message to the entire world that Pakistan is a terrorist state.
Absolutely, sir. In fact, Colonel Bagga, I request you to please stay on with us because we have another story on our global that is related to Pakistan. And this is how India at the United Security Council, ladies and gentlemen, has exposed Pakistan once again. Let's go across to that report out how India called out Pakistan over its long record of violence and civilian casualties. Addressing the UNSC open debate on protection of civilians in armed conflict, India's permanent representative to the UN, Harish Parvataneni, says that Pakistan has spent decades trying to deflect attention from its internal failures by exporting violence across borders. He further said it was deeply ironic for Pakistan, a country with a long tainted record of genocidal violence, to lecture India on matters that are entirely internal. Also, he highlighted findings by the United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, which documented 750 civilian deaths and injuries in the first 3 months of 2026 caused by cross-border attacks by Pakistan military forces, several of them resulting from airstrikes. Take a look.
Pakistan arrived at the UNSC with a familiar playbook. Raise Kashmir, target India, shift the conversation. But India turned the spotlight back. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Harish Parvataneni, hits back.
India remains deeply concerned about the persistent threat posed by cross-border terrorism, which continues to undermine regional peace, stability, and the fundamental principles of international security. India has been a victim of such form of terrorism for decades. No cause or grievance can justify deliberate attacks against civilians. Mr. President, it is ironic that Pakistan, with its long tainted record of genocidal acts, has chosen to refer to issues that are strictly internal to India.
Called out what India described as Pakistan's long tainted record of genocidal acts, and said it was ironic for Islamabad to speak on issues that are strictly internal to India. India also accused Pakistan of externalizing its internal failures through violence within and beyond its borders, and referenced UN documentation on civilian casualties in Afghanistan, saying hundreds of civilians were killed or injured in cross-border violence attributed to Pakistani forces. The message from New Delhi was clear.
And Colonel Bagga is back with us. So we have seen that how India has time and again called out, the Pakistanis at the United Security Council. This time it's very important to, in fact, cite those examples to expose Pakistan. In fact, Mr. Parvataneni has also mentioned about 1971 genocidal mass rapes and goes on to, cite the recent example, a testimony to Pakistan's brutality and how it targets the injured, how it targets the innocents. That was the strike at the hospital in Kabul, sir. And this is once again shaming Pakistan on the global stage.
You see, Pakistan is certainly utilizing all the logistical, financial backup, whatever they are driving from international forum by increasing them. It is basically they're backing the terrorism as an instrument and of state policy to target not only India, Afghanistan, and within their own country, they are to the Baluch. You see, India has brought out the Security Council attention many times. It is not the first time again. The Pakistan is sponsoring terrorism, killing the innocents, and they are creating so much turbulence in the entire world. And now also, again, they are trying to, what the previous story which you have discussed with me, again, they are up to something. And there is certainly a requirement to address it so seriously. And that it is, if it is not stopped, it is going to create a regional kind of instability in entire area. And all the time that if we say the use of modern technology, including drones and digital network, the Pakistan backed proxies to facilitate, there is Of course, if you are at a war, that is understood. The proxy war, they're using all sort of things. And yesterday also, I saw they have not only that militancy point of view, they are doing the kind of smuggling also, they're sending the drugs. So there is there is definitely a problem with this country.
Right.
And this needs to be projected by our, ambassador there in the UN and whenever. And in fact, their intention need to be exposed. And they need to be told to the entire world that if the Pakistan doesn't stop, this is going to be a disaster.
Absolutely.
To the entire region and within their own country.
Very rightly pointed out there, Colonel Baga. Thanks so much. Always a pleasure having you on Republic TV. Thanks for joining us on our Republic Global. All right, viewers, now from politics to pasture land. It's a buffalo in Bangladesh, grabbing all the global attention for looking surprisingly similar to none other than the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Now, he's been nicknamed Donald Trump, in fact, because of his flowing golden hair. It's an albino buffalo. And also, not to, in fact, forget the signature comb-over style. This buffalo has become a full-blown social media sensation and is drawing huge crowds eager to click selfies and videos as well. It's a 700-kilo animal owned by farmer Ziauddin Mridha near Dhaka. It is now one of Bangladesh's most talked about viral attractions.
Meet Bangladesh's most unexpected internet celebrity, a rare albino buffalo nicknamed Donald Trump. For its flowing golden hair and signature comb-over style. Thousands are traveling across Bangladesh just to catch a glimpse of the viral buffalo, snapping selfies and flooding social media with videos of the unusual animal. The 700-kilo buffalo is owned by farmer Ziauddin Mridha, who says the animal's striking blonde hair inspired the now famous nickname. Locals say the resemblance to Donald Trump is uncanny, from the golden hair to the dramatic swift back look between its curved horns. Despite becoming a viral sensation, the buffalo is reportedly expected to be sacrificed within days during Eid festivities, making this internet fame heartbreakingly short-lived.
All right, back to the war zone now. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says that Ukraine is boosting defenses along its northern border amid concerns that Russia could launch new attacks via Belarus. Now, in his latest address, Zelensky warned that Moscow may be preparing offensive operations targeting the Chernihiv and Kiev regions, while also urging stronger diplomatic pressure on Belarus over its possible role in the conflict. Is this conflict going to only deepen? It's the big question here. Here's a report.
Ukrainian President Zelensky says Kyiv is reinforcing defenses along the country's northern border amid fears of fresh Russian attacks through Belarus. In his nightly address, Zelensky warned that Moscow is considering new offensive scenarios targeting Ukraine's Chernihiv and Kyiv regions from the Belarus-Bryansk direction.
Сьогодні була ставка детально з військовими розвідками СБУ, МЗС. Обговорили, що зараз відбувається на напрямку Білоруська-Брянська область. Саме звідти росіяни розглядають сценарій додаткових нападів на Україну проти північних регіонів, наш Чернігівсько-Київський напрямок. Звісно, вже ми працюємо, щоб наш захист на напрямку посилити. Відповідні доручення є для військового командування, але окремо також ми робимо превентивні кроки як щодо Білорусі, так і щодо визначених частин Росії, звідки є загроза.
Zelensky says Ukraine's military leadership, intelligence agencies, security services and foreign ministry held high-level instructions have already been issued to military commanders to strengthen the defensive positions in the north.
Я розраховую, що МЗС України буде максимально активним у дипломатичній роботі стосовно Білорусі. Треба посилити тиск і посилити координацію з нашими партнерами. Чесно, кажучи, набридло вже, що постійно є така загроза для України, що росіяни в якийсь момент можуть втягнути Білорусь у розширення війни. Там повинні розуміти, наслідки для них будуть значними. Додаткові завдання щодо цієї загрози є для нашої розвідки, поки не публічні завдання. Окремо, щодо російської території у нас теж є конкретні можливості реагувати на будь-яку загрозу.
Kyiv is also taking what Zelensky called preventive steps against both Belarus and Russian territories from where potential threats could emerge. Zelensky urged Ukraine's foreign ministry to intensify diplomatic pressure and coordination with international partners over Belarus' possible involvement in the war. He warned Minsk that there would be significant consequences if Belarus is drawn deeper into Russia's military campaign against Ukraine.
Meanwhile, Russia has released footage of large-scale nuclear force drills involving missile launch systems, submarines and strategic aviation units as part of a major combat readiness exercise. Now, these three-day maneuvers include tens and thousands of troops and a wide range of nuclear-capable assets, with officials saying the drills are aimed at testing the country's ability to carry out coordinated missile strike operations, of course, again causing worry to Ukraine.
Russia has released dramatic visuals of large-scale nuclear force drills aimed at testing combat readiness for missile launches. The exercises include mobile missile systems, nuclear submarines and strategic aviation units carrying out coordinated war maneuvers. Russian forces also seen practicing the loading of Kinzhal ballistic missiles fitted with special warheads. Moscow says more than 64,000 troops, 200 missile launchers and over 140 aircraft are taking part in the drills. The three-day exercise also involves dozens of warships and submarines, including several armed with nuclear-tipped intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Exclusive with my colleague Niranjan.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly false, illegal or wrong to public attention? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial. In this specific case, ladies, daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 9 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है? आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट, स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और बरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
आई का ये जश्न है, जश्न का ये जश्न है। राजवी इलायची जश्न का जश्न।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा सिंह। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा सिंह।
जीरा सिर्फ असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Praapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him as if he's some kind of a hero, as if he's achieved something great. Is a rapist to be celebrated, ladies and gentlemen? I ask you that question. And more than anyone else, I ask the right wing of this country. Very often I come on television and I say, yes, on several issues, I'm happy to be called a right-winger. But ladies and gentlemen, let me put it clearly. You cannot let a person like this man, this Sushil Praapati, a leader of the Hindu Yuva Vahini, a local thug, a man accused of rape, you cannot celebrate his act of rape or celebrate the fact that the rapist is out on bail. If that is the message we want to send to our society, and if all the BJP leaders want to be quiet about it, I want to ask them, why are they quiet about this? Why are they quiet? In the silence of the BJP leaders,
from Asia's largest news headquarters. Setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on Republic TV, ladies and gentlemen. On This Is Exclusive, we come to you with the call records. Last afternoon on Republic at 12 p.m. yesterday, we came to you with the tape. A 10-minute tape that every channel is now following. Yesterday at 12 o'clock, Republic brought you the tape, the secret tape in which Giribala is heard talking to Twisha's brother. And today we have the full call detail records. I have the CDR. Judge Giribala's CDRs, the panic calls that were made after Twisha's death. We have each of those calls. I'm getting you the details. Here are the headlines. On This Is Exclusive. Giribala is going to be sacked. The state government in Madhya Pradesh is setting the stage to sack the controversial judge and also the mother-in-law of Twisha, who tried to botch the investigation. Did the former judge dial judges? The call detail records of Giribala, the judge in possession with Republic TV, confirmed she made panic calls to judges, panic calls to IPS officers, panic calls even to the CCTV installer. Pulwama mastermind eliminated in POK. Hamza killed by unknown men. Gang war in Pakistan. Unknown gunmen strike the Pulwama mastermind, the man who helped carry out the Pulwama attack in which our CRPF soldiers were targeted. Ladies and gentlemen, in our possession right now, we have the call detail records. Now, these are call details that the former judge, Twisha's mother-in-law, the ex-judge, had submitted in court as part of her anticipatory bail petition to claim that the family of Twisha was not in touch with her. But while doing that, what she did not do was look carefully at who she had ended up calling. I have the details here. She had called a district judge 9 times, hours after the death. In fact, in one particular case, she has called a district judge 40 minutes. 40 minutes after Twisha's death, she dialed a district judge. She has dialed Samarth Singh, who's on the run. Samarth Singh, her own son, who's absconding and on the run. She has dialed him 1 minute. She has dialed him 1 minute after Twisha was found dead. And she has dialed him several times after he went absconding that day. She has dialed an IPS officer, also part of the Lokayukta. She's dialed senior IPS officers. She has also dialed CCTV installers. The game is over. We have the tape. We have the tape with us. We brought the tape with us. We now have the call detail records. I have my colleagues Abhishek and Rhythm joining us on a big exclusive on Republic. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, these are details that she has claimed in court. So if somebody is offended about us putting out the names, don't be offended. We are not putting it out. These are names that the former judge Giribala has admitted in court. Let me go through the names, ladies and gentlemen. A.K. Mishra, district judge. She claims she has called A.K. Mishra, district judge. She has given the details with the number. And A.K. Mishra, district judge, according to this, A.K. Mishra's We don't know whether he's a district judge, serving judge, former judge of the High Court. One call has gone out on the 14th. And then we have Manoj Kumar. Manoj Kumar, additional district judge, who, by the way, Republic tried contacting Manoj Kumar, the additional district judge, and Manoj Kumar did admit that, yes, he did speak to Giribala. And it's interesting because Manoj Kumar, this number, Manoj Kumar's number, matches with the number that we have here. There are at least 9 calls made, of which the first call has gone out from Giribala at 11:06 on the night of the death. 10:20 is when Twisha is found dead. 40 minutes later, the call goes out to a district judge. Now, what are we to make of it? Why would anybody, that is, why would Giribala, a judge, call a district judge hours after her daughter-in-law is found dead? Would you call the police, would you call the ambulance, or would you call a judge? Next point. She calls Samarth Singh. The number is also here with her. She calls her own son after he goes absconding. So what we know, public knowledge, he went absconding after the body of Twisha is taken to AIIMS, but she has called him 2 times after that, which means she was in touch with Samarth Singh, and it is a lie to say she has no idea where he went because she was in touch with him. That's what we know from the call detail records. She's called somebody called Sai Bala Baghel, who we are told is the sister of Giribala. She has dialed Abhay Kumar, according to the details submitted in court. These are publicly available details. She has also called Rohit Vishwakarma CCTV. One of the most interesting names, 2 of the most interesting names are Rohit Vishwakarma, Vinod Vani CCTV. And if you look up who these people are, these are CCTV installers. Why would you call? And the call details here show that she dialed the CCTV installers or the CCTV operators hours after the death of Twisha. Why would anybody dial the CCTV operators after the death of Twisha, unless you want the CCTVs removed or maybe tampered with, or the memory of the CCTVs to be deleted altogether? And that is why it becomes suspicious, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. So far, there is only 2 sequences of CCTV that have come out of the house of Giribala. And then one, you can see her going up. That is, you can see Twisha walking up. Second, her body being brought down. What happened before? What happened in the 57 minutes? What happened after that? Where is the rest of the CCTV? Nobody knows. And that is why these numbers become very important. And somebody called Bhopal AJK, Additional District Judge ADJ, we don't know who this is. Justice Satyendra Lokayukta is one of the numbers that is mentioned here as part of what she has submitted in court. So this is a public document, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these people may be upset about we're not invading any privacy, by the way, because all of this is publicly available. 1, 2, we are masking the numbers, we are not putting out the full number. So they shouldn't really be upset. In fact, they should ask questions and take questions from the media on why they took calls from Giribala and what was the nature of the conversation with Giribala. Abhishek Kapoor, my colleague, and Ridhamanand Bhardwaj, both of them have been tracking the story with us here on Republic TV. You will not see any other channel reporting this. Yesterday, 12 p.m., we put out the tape. Till now, and it's taken them 36 hours to copy Republic TV and play the tape today. They're all following Republic after looking at the impact of the investigation. Abhishek is joining me live along with Rhythm. Abhishek, it's suspicious. What do you make of these numbers, Abhishek?
Niranjan, this is clearly a veritable influence operation panning out in front of our eyes, or panned out at that time by Giribala Singh, the judge and former judge and mother of Samarth Singh. Remember, these phone call detailed records have a timeline, and the timeline is immediately after the death of Twisha. Rhythm joins me with more details. Rhythm, I believe you have spoken to some of these people whom Giribala approached immediately after the death of her daughter-in-law Twisha.
Yes,
what can you share with us?
So Abhishek, one thing is for sure, we spoke to District Judge Arun Kumar Mishra. He got a call, or he gave a call to Giribala Singh on 13th May. Remember, 13th May is the day when Samarth goes absconding. Very interestingly, something which we need to find out, we're going to go into investigation. Giribala Singh, in the 40 call records that they have given, has also stated that there were 3 calls apparently from her number to Samarth Singh's number. Something we're going to try and find out for ourselves. But how was Giribala Singh, a district judge, knowing the law, Abhishek, in touch with Samarth, who was absconding on 13th May? 3 calls. So what does this prove? She gets anticipatory bail. she's out on that, but this is clear grounds for revocation and rejection of a bail, Abhishek. 3 reasons. First, she tampered with evidence by talking to absconding son Samarth. 2, she's trying to influence witnesses by the 40 calls that she has given the people whom she spoke to. And 3, very interestingly, she's not only trying to influence the investigation, she's also trying to do character assassination of the deceased.
Well, Niranjan, you know, that's one part of it. In fact, I believe you have more audios, more phone calls made to these numbers, these people, and there is a pattern if you stitch together those call detailed records. Niranjan, if you can come out with more of those photos, we can take this conversation forward.
Rhythm, stay with me, Rhythm and Abhishek, because I have the call, I have the audio tape, Abhishek. What we have done is we've called each of these people. We have dialed each of these people who are mentioned. They include judges, they include IPS officers, and we asked them journalistic questions on whether they got calls. We asked them whether they got calls from Giribala and what the nature of conversation was. I'm putting out the BBG first and the details because I'm just pulling up that audio. Our news teams on news desk on Republic has dialed the judges, has dialed the police officers, and we have got the confirmation. We've dialed the CCTV operators, and they have confirmed to Republic that yes, they got the calls. Can I play the first tape out? This is the first tape. We're going to play that tape out. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the first tape. Let's put that tape out, please.
आज बात कर रहा था, I am a journalist. Sir, I just want to check you that if Giribala made a call to you since an affidavit submitted in court reveals your contact number, may I know in what contact did Giribala speaks to you, sir?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. Please आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
Please, sir, because in her affidavit she has called you multiple times. Did she call you to help her in this case?
I will respond to all concerned authorities.
Sir, did she call you to help her in this case?
Thank you.
सर मैं राज बात कर रहा था, आई एम अ जर्नलिस्ट. सर आई जस्ट वांट टू चेक यू दैट इफ गरिबाला मेड अ कॉल टू यू सिंस एन एफिडेविट सबमिटेड इन कोर्ट रिवील्स योर कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर, मे आई नो इन व्हाट कॉन्टैक्ट डिड गरिबाला स्पीक्स टू यू सर?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
प्लीज सर, बिकॉज इन हर एफिडेविट शी हैज कॉल्ड यू मल्टीपल टाइम्स. डिड शी कॉल यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
आई विल रिस्पॉन्ड टू ऑल कंसर्न अथॉरिटीज.
सर, डिड शी कॉल यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
थैंक यू.
सर मैं राज बात कर रहा था, आई एम अ जर्नलिस्ट. सर आई जस्ट वांट टू चेक यू दैट इफ गरिबाला मेड अ कॉल टू यू सिंस एन एफिडेविट सबमिटेड इन कोर्ट रिवील्स योर कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर, मे आई नो इन व्हाट कॉन्टैक्ट डिड गरिबाला स्पीक्स टू यू सर?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
प्लीज सर, बिकॉज इन हर एफिडेविट शी हैज कॉल्ड यू मल्टीपल टाइम्स. डिड शी कॉल यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
आई विल रिस्पॉन्ड टू ऑल कंसर्न अथॉरिटीज.
सर, डिड शी कॉल यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
थैंक यू.
Abhishek, that is a judge. We asked him factual questions. He said, ask the concerned authority. He said, ask the concerned authority. He did not say the context of the calls with Giribala.
Niranjan, you see, there is a context to this name. Manoj Kumar is additional district judge of the court where Giribala Singh got her anticipatory bail. Now, if you look at it, she got the bail from Judicial Magistrate First Class Court of Judge Pallavi Dwivedi, and Manoj Kumar is additional district judge in the same court, obviously the senior. I don't know whether he's directly the supervising authority over the JMFC court which granted anticipatory bail to Giribala Singh, but definitely the same court. Rhythm, now we have spoken to additional district judge Manoj Kumar, and he's in the same court from where Giribala Singh got her anticipatory bail. So obviously there seems to be, can we say, I mean, because judiciary is involved, you are best to speak on that. How do we connect the dots in this case? Speaking to a senior judge in a court where the junior judge is giving the anticipatory bail.
In fact, I'll just go through the petition that has been themselves filed by Samarth in the High Court. Look at the events that he's giving out that clearly indicate Giribala Singh, who was coolly walking in the CCTV that day, had more to do than just sit there. We're not saying anything except for questioning what was really happening and why she did a character assassination of the deceased Twisha. So, the applicant fell asleep due to fatigue, which is Samarth. Samarth fell asleep. Twisha was seen in the CCTV going upstairs. Twisha's mother Giribala had then fallen asleep. Around 10:15, she got a call, Abhishek, from Twisha's mother. Twisha's mother told her Twisha had been crying. She asked her what was going on. Twisha called the applicant's mother. Giribala called Twisha's mobile. She did not answer. She tried to go downstairs to see where she was. Then Giribala went to ask Samarth what was happening. Samarth is still absconding. Samarth answered his phone and said Twisha was not there, suggested go to the terrace. He himself did not go. Giribala then went to the terrace upon this phone call. Upon this, Giribala went to the terrace and she saw Twisha hanging from an exercise elastic band on the roof's iron rod. Meanwhile, then Samarth came and then they've said that they're giving out excuses. But the question that you asked me, not one, not two, 40 calls are made by Giribala Singh after the death of Twisha. Why was those 40 calls made? What was so urgent? Not calling her family, but all these people. Also, why is there this staring urgency to speak to the media, character assassinating Giribala Singh? 5 questions to Giribala, who's not coming here, Abhishek. Number 1, why did she speak about marijuana drugs when it came to the deceased? This is character assassination. It's against Article 21, of course, of the Constitution. Number 2, why did she say that there was some intimacy that she had with other men on the phone call that was exclusively accessed by Republic TV to her brother? Number 3, why did she then go on to speak about her character in such a way that she did not want to be in a marriage? She had intimate relations with others. These are not things that are done. And I think also in these interviews, while giving these interviews to every channel and network except for Republic TV, she's actually gone and hit a deceased below the belt. That's speaking in the language that the youth understand, Abhishek.
Yeah. Niranjan, I believe there is another phone call, and that phone call is the one Giribala made to a CCTV operator. Now she's doing that immediately after Twisha's death. Is that right, Niranjan?
Abhishek, can I ask the producers to please put that wall? I want to show you the wall, Abhishek, of the 2 calls she made to the CCTV guys hours after the death. Imagine your daughter-in-law has died. Your daughter-in-law has died / has been killed. Okay? Can I ask the producers to please put the wall of the numbers here? And she calls 2 CCTV guys. Twisha is dead. Your daughter-in-law is dead. Right? / killed. Why would you call the CCTV people? Why would you call the CCTV installers? Why would you call the CCTV technicians hours after she's dead? Why would you do that? In fact, in this audio tape, one of the CCTV guys mentioned here, we dialed them, they confirmed that they were not just called the next day, they were called the same day. They confirmed that calls went out on the 12th, hours after the death. She did not call the cops, did not call the ambulance, called the CCTV guy, called judges, called IPS officers who are not related to the station, but people who wielded power in the police system in Bhopal. Listen in to the CCTV guy.
Sir, मैं राज बात कर रहा था. I'm a journalist. Sir, I just want to check you that if Giribala made a call to you, since an affidavit submitted in court reveals your contact number, may I know in what contact did Giribala speaks to you, sir?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
Please, sir, because in her affidavit she has called you multiple times. Did she call you to help her in this case?
I will respond to all concerned authorities.
Sir, did she call you to help her in this case?
Thank you.
सर, मैं राज बात कर रहा था. I'm a journalist. Sir, I just want to check you that if Giribala made a call to you, since an affidavit submitted in court reveals your contact number, may I know in what contact did Giribala speaks to you, sir?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
Please, sir, because in her affidavit she has called you multiple times. Did she call you to help her in this case?
I will respond to all concerned authorities.
Sir, did she call you to help her in this case?
Thank you.
Sir, मैं राज. I am a journalist. Sir, I just want to check you that if Giribala made a call to you, since an affidavit submitted in court reveals your contact number, may I know in what contact did Giribala speaks to you, sir?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
Please, sir, because in her affidavit she has called you multiple times. Did she call you to help her in this case?
I will respond to all concerned authorities.
Sir, did she call you to help her in this case?
Thank you.
सर मैं राज बात कर रहा था. आई एम अ जर्नलिस्ट. सर आई जस्ट वांट टू चेक यू दैट इफ गरिबाला मेड अ कॉल टू यू सिंस एन एफिडेविट सबमिटेड इन कोर्ट रिवील्स योर कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर. मे आई नो इन व्हाट कॉन्टैक्ट डिड गरिबाला स्पीक्स टू यू सर?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
Please, sir, because in her affidavit she has called you multiple times. Did she call you to help her in this case?
I will respond to all concerned authorities.
Sir, did she call you to help her in this case?
Thank you.
हाँ बोलिए सर. हाँ बोलिए.
हाँ, वो 13 तारीख को फोन आया था मेरे पास, तो मैंने उनको 13 तारीख की शाम को भेजा है.
अच्छा.
Play the tape of the CCTV. The CCTV installer speaks to Republic TV confirming that he got a call. Look at that CCTV. Very carefully released CCTV. Very carefully released CCTV footage where you can only see Giribala coming up. You can only see Twisha going up. And she just goes, the body goes down, but nothing in between. We have the audio. I'm going to play the audio in just a while. We have another breaking news update, but I want to show the story of the moment. Story of the moment. The call records. Can we please put the call records on air? And then we'll take the judge's phono again. 2 judges have confirmed. Can we please put the breaking news out? 2 judges have confirmed that they got the calls from Giribala that night. 2 judges speaking to Republic TV have confirmed, yes, they got the calls. On your screen, the names of the judges who she dialed. This is a list that Giribala gave. Giribala gave this list in the court while applying for anticipatory bail. Her call detail records were given to the court, and among the call detail records that she herself has submitted in court, A.K. Mishra is one of the judges that she reportedly dialed about 9 times. Manoj Kumar, additional district judge, reportedly dialed. And he has also confirmed, by the way, Manoj Kumar has confirmed that he got at least 9 calls. He got 9 calls. That's what the logs show. Another exclusive coming up at 7:30 that does not add up. We will tell you why Giribala is facing more questions. The Twisha case is getting murky, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why we're not letting go of the story. All other channels are trying to switch. They're trying to switch. We are trying to go harder on the investigation. Stay tuned.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरी राजा.
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट.
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट.
क्या बात है. स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और बरसात. अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे. दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला. डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे.
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं.
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ.
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट. ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े. चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने.
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ. सोच बदलो और बैंक भी.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता. उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ.
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है. सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला.
In fact, very often I believe the only way to get justice in India is a media trial. So there's no reason for the media, if it's doing a good job of a media trial, to be on the back foot. In fact, the courts should stop making these overarching remarks about media trial and contemplate about one very basic thing. With the greatest of respect to the courts, when the other institutions fail, when people get let down by the system, when even the judiciary does not seem to be listening or raising a noise about issues, like in the case of Twisha Sharma. Who does the public look to for justice, for raising their voice, for bringing something that's utterly? It is only and only the media. And today, therefore, we are doing a media trial in this specific case, ladies and gentlemen, of Twisha Sharma, the 33-year-old daughter-in-law of an ex-judge, in a case where the ex-judge and the ex-judge's advocate's son appear to be more than involved. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 questions tonight. And if they think it's a media trial, so be it. So be it. Why did the ex-judge in the case of Twisha Sharma, neither she nor her son call a police or an ambulance? What took them 57 minutes to bring the body down? Where are the 3 men who are seen in the video dragging Twisha's body, destroying evidence? What was the police doing? Did they question the house staff? Did they question the judge? Was Twisha carrying headphones in her bag, in her hand, or a rope? Where is it now? Where is that so-called belt that cops claim was used by her to commit suicide? Why was it hidden? The mother-in-law, the ex-judge, walks up calmly while the body is being dragged down and evidence is being destroyed before the judge's eyes. Is that normal? Why don't the judges raise a hue and cry about it? Why don't the appellate courts take up this case suo motu? So people don't start believing that when an ex-judge is concerned, the victim will never get justice. Ladies and gentlemen, what was the ex-judge carrying in her hand when she went down?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 9 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Character, the taste of success.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा सिंह MDH का जल जीरा जीरा सिंह।
जीरा सिर्फ असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MDH।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
I want to start with some very disturbing pictures that have come in of a so-called right-wing leader. His name is Sushil Praapati. He is accused of rape. After being in jail for 9 months, he gets bail, which means he's still an accused. He's an accused in a rape case. And the case goes back to 2025 when he took an LLB student to one place on the pretext of introducing her to a senior advocate. He drugged her drink and then he sexually assaulted her. He is still under trial for rape. He has not been released. But when he comes out, this rape accused, garlands are put on him.
Giribala faces probe and termination.
What do you have to say?
Fair that you're doing like this.
That's my job, ma'am. I'm just asking you a question.
That's not my...
Why is this man absconding if he's not wrong? It's a simple question.
Republic exposes the Giribala cover-up. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Co-powered by IIHM International Institute of Hotel Management.
Twisha closer to getting justice. Tape 46 calls. Media trial is working. Republic investigation shakes the system. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
After a relentless Republic campaign, Twisha's mother-in-law and former judge to face action, Giribala Singh to be sacked. Twisha's family alleges big judicial cover-up, says Giribala Singh called several senior judges after Twisha's death. Family released 40 numbers. Pulwama mastermind Hamza eliminated by unknown gunmen in Muzaffarabad of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Republic accesses exclusive and first footage from POK, the spot where Pulwama mastermind was killed. Pakistan's terror politician nexus exposed. Pakistan's Prime Minister advisor briefs Shehbaz Sharif after Lashkar meeting. Good evening, viewers. You're watching Super Prime Time with me, Rakshita Mishra, and we have lined up exclusive inputs on the Twisha Sharma death case, viewers. Republic TV has in fact spoken in the latest to the CCTV operator, the CCTV that was involved in Giribala Singh's house. The CCTV operator who spoke to Giribala Singh after Twisha's death, viewers. Now, take a listen into this exclusive conversation, viewers.
हाँ बोलिए सर, हाँ बोलिए।
हाँ, वो 13 तारीख को फोन आया था मेरे पास, तो मैंने उनको 13 तारीख की शाम को भेजा है।
अच्छा।
और उनके घर से किसी का 12 तारीख की शाम को फोन आया था।
अच्छा।
तो मैंने बोल दिया था कि भैया मैं तो नहीं आ पाऊंगा अभी क्योंकि मैं बाहर हूँ।
ओके।
तो फिर 13 तारीख को मैंने अपने टेक्नीशियन को भेजा था।
आप एक चीज मुझे बता सकते हो, 12 तारीख को कितने बजे उनका फोन आया था?
ये एग्जैक्ट याद नहीं भैया, क्योंकि किस नंबर से आया था वो भी नहीं दिख रहा मेरे को।
अच्छा, लेकिन 12 तारीख की रात को आपको फोन आया था?
13 तारीख की सुबह 9 बजे फोन आया था कि हमारे यहाँ एक्सीडेंट हो गया है कोई। उन्होंने तब भी ये नहीं बताया था क्या हुआ है।
अच्छा, लेकिन 12 तारीख को आपको फोन आया था रात में?
हाँ, रात को करीब 9 समय ट्रेन में था, तो 11 के आसपास आया होगा, 10-11 के आसपास।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
ओके। विनोद कुमार।
हाँ बोलिए सर। हाँ बोलिए।
हाँ, वो 13 तारीख को फोन आया था मेरे पास, तो मैंने उनको 13 तारीख की शाम को भेजा है।
अच्छा।
और उनके घर से किसी का 12 तारीख की शाम को फोन आया था।
अच्छा।
मैंने बोल दिया था कि भैया मैं तो नहीं आ पाऊंगा अभी क्योंकि मैं बाहर हूँ।
ओके।
तो फिर 13 तारीख को मैंने अपने टेक्नीशियन को भेजा था।
आप एक चीज मुझे बता सकते हो, 12 तारीख को कितने बजे उनका फोन आया था?
ये एग्जैक्ट याद नहीं भैया क्योंकि वो किस नंबर से आया था वो भी नहीं दिख रहा मेरे को।
अच्छा, लेकिन 12 तारीख की रात को आपको फोन आया था?
13 तारीख की सुबह 9 बजे फोन आया था कि भैया हमारे यहाँ एक्सीडेंट हो गया है कोई। उन्होंने तब भी ये नहीं बताया था क्या हुआ है।
अच्छा, लेकिन 12 तारीख को आपको फोन आया था रात में?
हाँ, रात को करीब मैं उस समय ट्रेन में था तो 11 के आसपास आया होगा, 10-11 के आसपास।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
ओके।
So there are at least 40 numbers, 40 calls that were made, and Republic TV did not just speak to the CCTV operator, but we also spoke to one of the judges who Giribala called at least 8 times. We're talking about Judge Manoj Kumar, who Giribala called 8 times just hours after Twisha Sharma's death, viewers. Listening to this conversation my colleague Raj had with the judge.
सर, मैं राज बात कर रहा था. आई एम अ जर्नलिस्ट. सर, आई जस्ट वांट टू चेक यू दैट इफ गरिबाला मेड अ कॉल टू यू सिंस एन एफिडेविट सबमिटेड इन कोर्ट रिवील्स योर कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर. मे आई नो इन व्हाट कॉन्टैक्ट डिड गरिबाला स्पीक्स टू यू सर?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
प्लीज सर, बिकॉज इन हर एफिडेविट शी हैज कॉल्ड यू मल्टीपल टाइम्स. डिड शी कॉल यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
आई विल रिस्पॉन्ड टू ऑल कंसर्न अथॉरिटी.
सर, डिड शी कॉल्ड यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
थैंक यू.
सर, मैं राज बात कर रहा था. आई एम अ जर्नलिस्ट. सर, आई जस्ट वांट टू चेक यू दैट इफ गरिबाला मेड अ कॉल टू यू सिंस एन एफिडेविट सबमिटेड इन कोर्ट रिवील्स योर कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर. मे आई नो इन व्हाट कॉन्टैक्ट डिड गरिबाला स्पीक्स टू यू सर?
इसके बारे में हम फोन पे नहीं बात कर सकते. प्लीज आप कंसर्न अथॉरिटी से बात करिए.
प्लीज सर, बिकॉज इन हर एफिडेविट शी हैज कॉल्ड यू मल्टीपल टाइम्स. डिड शी कॉल यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
आई विल रिस्पॉन्ड टू ऑल कंसर्न अथॉरिटी.
सर, डिड शी कॉल यू टू हेल्प हर इन दिस केस?
थैंक यू.
A lowdown on this call detail, the CDR, viewers, that's out. You can see the numbers. Of course, we have to mask the numbers, so you can see the names there. It's been submitted in the court, viewers. A.K. Mishra, District Judge, Manoj Kumar, who we just contacted, Samar Singh, Saibala Baghel, Justice Satyendra Loka, he's the Lokayukta, Abhay Kumar, Rohit Vishwakarma, another individual who is associated with the CCTV company, the CCTV camera company. Vinod Vani, we just brought out that conversation with, and Bhopal AJK, additional district judge as well, was one of the numbers. At least 10 of them who were contacted, viewers, and at least 40 calls were made. Frantic calls were made in the middle of the night by ex-judge Giribala Singh. And viewers, this is one claim that was made by the family, that they want the investigation to move out of this, move out of Madhya Pradesh, because Giribala Singh has enjoyed some influence, local influence, and they also, in fact, had shared the 40 numbers and said that she has been dialing judges and people in the judiciary. This is, viewers, what has been submitted in the court. We've accessed these numbers, and these are the names that we have also contacted. So, viewers, this is how Giribala frantically made calls after her daughter-in-law was found dead. So, why was she calling the CCTV operator, 2 of them, frantically in the middle of the night? So many judges that she was contacting. Lokayukta also, remember, Lokayukta was mentioned by the father of Twisha Sharma also when he was on the debate on Republic TV as well, viewers. So let's give you this understanding how the investigation, Republic TV has been unrelenting in its campaign. And its investigation continues. We have confirmed the calls to judge. 2 judges have confirmed till now that they have spoken to Judge Giribala Singh. After secret audio, Republic now has broken the call data, the call details, the CDR of Giribala Singh. 2 judges have confirmed speaking to Judge Giribala Singh. So, viewers, from the tape, the audio between Major Harshit Sharma, who's the brother of Twisha Sharma, and